Now we know which one it is. Okay, go. Who has the better? Is it? Oh, you have.
What, guys, if I got your attention, just one quick second. If everyone could be as quiet as possible while everyone is up here, give them the amount of respect that they're going to get back to you, so that way everyone can hear what they're saying, and they'll do the same back to you guys. Other than that, good luck.
Okay, good morning. Welcome to the 5th Annual Savannah Area Football Media Day, proudly hosted by Optim Orthopedics and the Pep Sports Court, right here at Optim Orthopedics on Durant Avenue in Savannah, Georgia. My name is the coach, Paul Damasi. I'll be emceeing again for the 5th year. I can't believe this is the 5th year we're doing it. And I got to thank Optim from day one for helping us do this. And I tried to get all the schools together, but the 13 schools and 12 schools that are affiliated with Optim in a way.
St. Andrew School, Bradwell Institute, Liberty County, Benedictine, Calvary, Bryan County, Effingham County, Richmond Hill, Savannah Country, and South Effingham. And that's the order we'll be going in if they get here. Okay. So before we dive into this, we want to extend a heartfelt thank you to the doctors and staff at Optim Orthopedics, and representing Optim Orthopedics, the doctors fellowship, as you call it, right? He's going to give a little hello, and that's Dr. Amir Shaheen. Got it right?
All right, guys. Well, welcome to Optim Orthopedics' 5th Annual High School Football Media Day. We're very excited to have you guys here. Once again, my name's Amir Shaheen. I'm one of several fellowship-trained sports medicine surgeons here at Optim Orthopedics. I speak on behalf of all of us when I say we're extremely excited about the return of high school fall sports, especially high school football. To that effect, we have a large team of athletic trainers as well as physical therapists that have been working with the athletes year-round in order to get everyone back to tip-top shape so that we can prevent injuries happening in the first place. We're a group of surgeons here, but at the end of the day, we're big on education. We want to prevent injuries from happening. And so we're happy to work with you in any capacity throughout the year. If something were unfortunately to happen, we're happy to have you. Instead of spending hours in an emergency department, we have several ways. We really try to be accessible and easy to access. So just as a quick cheat sheet, we have a 24/7 online app called Optim Now through HERT. That's accessible. You can go ahead and get triage information. You can set up an appointment with one of our docs later on. We have a online scheduling system now. So you can just go to optimorthopedics.com, go ahead and schedule an appointment with the soonest available surgeon. Happy to get you in. And then if something were unfortunately to happen after a practice, for instance, we have a 7-day-a-week urgent care that's open every night, Monday through Friday from 5 to 9 p.m. You will see an orthopedic provider immediately. If something were to happen after a Friday night game, we also have that urgent care that extends over the weekend. It's open on Saturday and Sundays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Prayers that we don't need any of that stuff, though. All right, guys. So at the end of the day, we wish you all a safe and successful season. Thanks for being here.
And, being a former head coach, and back in the day when I started, we didn't have orthopedic doctors. We didn't have athletic trainers. The head coach was the trainer. I taped 30 ankles a game. I'm lucky that I was at a small school. But, they had the ambulance squad there, but we didn't have a doctor on the sideline. So when I moved down here, this has been a blessing. And I'm telling you right now, you can tell your parents, don't jump in hot water. Don't soak it in hot water. Don't put hot water or heat on your back. See your trainer, and then, of course, see a specialist. And like Dr. Shaheen said, they're here to prevent injuries. Everybody thinks they're here just to help and get you back in the game. They're also here to help prevent you from being out of the game. So people need to take advantage of that. All right. And, of course, their commitment in supporting local sporting events, and most importantly, our athletes cannot be overstated. Whether it's on the field, in the clinic, or in the training room, their expertise and passion have helped keep our athletes strong, healthy, and ready to perform and in the game. So now let's take a moment to recognize, I already did that, the outstanding schools that are going to be here. I got to thank, of course, Matt. He doesn't want me to say that, but he does a lot. He does a lot with their marketing department and, of course, with the Prep Sports Report and the sporting events that go on here. Go to Optim Orthopedics Facebook page. What other page? Instagram. And you can see the great graphics that he's putting up there. So each of these programs are not just athletically excellent, but you guys have a lot of leadership, character, and community spirit. Throughout today, you'll hear from coaches and players who are sitting in the room for what's shaping up to be another great season. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. Let's see, you can go to the Savannah Sports Report. You can go to Optim Orthopedics. You can go to the Prep Sports Report. You can go to Twitter at KD Sports Report. I don't know how to do Instagram yet, guys, or TikTok, so maybe some of you guys can help me. But we're streaming live, and hopefully there are people watching. Let's get this media day started. Without further ado, kicking things off, Savannah Christian Preparatory School Raiders. Coach Baker Woodward and his crew. Come on up. Come on, we can give him a hand. We're not playing him. We can give him a hand. All right, Coach, you know the deal. You're going to kick this off. Coach Baker Woodward.
Thank you. First off, I just want to thank Coach DeMasi for setting this up and for Optim sponsoring this. It's a great, not only for high school coaches, but it's great for these players to get this experience of having almost like a college football media day here. And so thank you so much for that. We're excited about the 2025 season. We are kind of rebuilding our whole defensive line, but we do have some familiar faces with us today. We have 3-year starter Athen Hudspeth that starts at safety for us. 3-year starter Weston Hughes, one of the wide receivers that are coming back this year. And then we have 3-year starter JT Howell anchoring our offensive line, moving him to center this year. The outlook for our season, the plan at Savannah Christian always is to be good. And we're excited about this season. We've adopted a motto of trust, and it comes from Proverbs, to trust in the Lord in all your heart, lean not on your own understanding, in all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct our paths. But we're trusting in the Lord, of course, but we're trusting in our coaches, we trust in our teammates, and trust in the process, and trust in the mottos of the school. And today, in today's world, I believe that trust is a hard thing to do, and our kids are buying into that. And we've had a great preseason so far, and we're looking forward to the season.
Weston in the middle.
Yep, Weston Hughes in the middle, yes, sir.
Okay. Coach, you lost Zoe Smalls to graduation now at Charleston Southern, and I heard you have a freshman coming in as a starting running back. What's his name, and can you tell us a little bit about him?
Yeah, well, first off, I don't think we can ever replace Zoe Smalls. All right,
yeah.
I think he had 5,000 yards, rushing all-purpose yards. A great back for us. Was starting some games since he was a freshman. And Charleston Southern is getting a great player, even better kid. He's going to recover from that knee surgery that he had, even stronger. He's working right now, and he's going to be a great player the next couple years for Charleston Southern. But yes, we haven't named a starting running back yet at all, and but we're running back by committee, I guess. And one of the running backs is right here beside me, Athen Hudspeth. A senior, he's going to run the ball some. He hasn't really taken on too much of an offensive role as being our starting strong safety for the last 3 years, but he's one of the best athletes that we have on our football team. I think you could see it in the state championship. I would argue to say he was probably the best baseball player on that field in the state championship. He's a good athlete, so he's going to run the ball for us some. We also do have Wesley Dinkins, who is a new freshman. He is incredible running back. He's also an incredible student. I think the kid made like a 1,200 on the PSAT. And so he's doing a great job. And then we do have a junior in Landon Tyson, and that started last 2 years as the JV running back, and he's really had a great summer. And then we have John Gross, who's a 3-year starter at linebacker, who's going to play some at running back. So we're running back by committee right now. And but I think, when you look at running backs, we had a great one here at Savannah Christian. But I think more importantly, you got to look at how those guys get those holes. And that's through our offensive line. We got JT Howell, our senior here. He's going to be playing center for us this year. But we return a lot of offensive linemen starting left to right. You have, RJ Brown at left tackle, He's got several Power 5 offers. And then left guard is probably going to be playing in the FCS is Davion Melton, who's really going to be a two-way starter for us at the defensive line. And RJ, to be honest, RJ Brown might be one of our best defensive linemen too. And then center is JT Howell, of course. He can fill in on the defensive line if need be. And then right guard currently is between two people, Jet Ayala and Christian Robinson. And both those guys are 280 and 260 pounds. And our right tackle, I think a lot of people know as Jordan Dillon at 6'4", 315 pounds. Our entire offensive line, except for one, is over 300 pounds. And so, I think it's great that we do have some guys that can carry the ball, but it's really a privilege to be able to coach and have an offensive line that size in high school football.
A question over there to JT, okay? So you're going from offensive tackle to center, okay? But there's a lot of hype about you guys as one of the best lines in the area, offensive lines, okay? Being an old hog myself, okay? So tell us, what makes you guys so special? And you playing with these guys for 4 years. I know Gunn, Luke Gunn graduated, so you're filling his spot. So tell us about what you guys, how you guys work together.
It all started, we were really young. Freshman, 8th grade. Jordan was in 8th grade. I was a freshman. Davion was also a freshman. Coach Wambo and Coach Woodward, they gave us the mindset of nasty football. We big guys, and if you can move real fast as big guys, you're going to be a problem. And they put that in our head, and we just going to keep on pushing with that. Me and Jordan been playing together playing against each other for like 10 years now. And that our bond is extremely special. But me being that center and him being that tackle, kind of separated a little bit. But me and Davion, we've been playing together for 5 years. We like to punish people. So, we're going to keep on doing that.
Yeah, well, hopefully the younger Coach Demasi and Coach Woodward know that the game's won in the trenches. So make sure you remind them, okay? All right. You guys, when do you want to take this? So you're seniors now, right? So give us your experience about 4 years playing, or the last 3 years playing at Savannah Christian.
I'd say that it really grows you closer to Christ, and then all the coaches do a good job leading you there, and they all just kind of push you to be the best person of yourself, not even just on the field.
Nice. What makes playing at Savannah Christian so special for you going into your senior year?
Everyone's really close with each other. Everybody on the team treats each other like family. And being here 4 years, it's allowed me to grow close to all the coaches. And they really try to invest in you and want you to be the best version of yourself. They don't. Football is important, but they really want to grow you as a man too. And yeah.
Got any more?
I was going to ask, you were talking about you had to revamp the D line. I know you lost Guyton and Isaiah Redmond, two of the main guys up there to transfer. Who do you got up front, and what's it looking like?
Yeah, so obviously you can't replace Elijah Griffin. I think he just hit. Yeah, so you can't. I think he just hit 20 miles per hour at Georgia's practice at 305 pounds. So we're gonna miss. He's been a 4-year starter for us. He's doing great, and it's hard to. I mean, we had really one starter coming back, but unfortunately he was transferred as well. And so our defensive line, a lot of people don't really mention Logan Brooking last year. Like, of course, he's a tight end going is at Clemson, but he was also a force on the defensive line. So all four of those guys have either transferred or they're playing in the SEC or ACC. So that's a tough pill to swallow. And but it's part of being a program. We're a program at Savannah Christian. We're developing our guys from middle school till junior varsity to varsity. And so that comes with being in the program. And we don't have a lot of transfers. We don't have that. So we have a guy named RJ Daniels who has played the last 2 years on the junior varsity, and he had some health issues, but now he's perfectly clean bill of health, and he's doing a phenomenal job. And then, of course, we have Jalen Wright. And Jalen Wright is about 6'3.5", can dunk a basketball. It weighs 250 pounds. And once he gets the mental aspects of our defense, him and RJ are going to be really good on that defensive line. And then Andrew Goodman is going to be giving us some speed at the defensive end, along with Christian Robinson has done a good job in the offseason. And, of course, a familiar face to the D-line is Davion Melton. But like I said earlier, a guy from the offensive line, R.J. Brown, even J.T. Howell, Jordan Dillon, all those guys are big enough and athletic enough to come in and fill those shoes of our defensive line. And so we have 4 guys that are going to start right now with Goodman and Melton and Daniels and Wright. But we also have some offensive linemen are going to split some time coming in. And then our 3 linebackers, I have to mention those guys. They've come up through our JV program, and trust me, they've taken a lot of contact from playing scout defense the last 3 years. And so they're ready to go. And that's John Gross. He's a 3-year starter at linebacker. Our middle backer is going to be Beard for us this year, Christian Beard. He was a JV starter, and he was the backup last year to Jaden Miles. And then this year he's finally getting his chance to start. And then a guy that I'm very excited about as well is Ivan Richardson. Ivan Richardson, he's been Scout Team Player of the Year the last year, and he's taken a lot of contact over the course of the last few years, and now he's dishing it out. And he's very physical, and he's playing well right now, so we're excited to see what he does game 1.
Question about Blaze. Blaze is back at quarterback, 3-year starter, right? He's got a good combination of running and passing. What do you expect from him this year with –
Yeah, so in my opinion, like Blaze has been one of the best quarterbacks around this area for a long time. He's a very good athlete. He's a 3-year starter. He's the only quarterback, I think, around here that's played in the Mercedes-Benz. So he's a good player. I always like to say Blaze makes plays. But I think there's a big difference in a young man. You always believe in him for all 4 years, because there's a difference when you become 18 and you become a senior. All right, I've seen a difference in Blaze. I always tell Blaze, hey, clowns can't run huddles. I mean, when I was in high school, I like to make people laugh. But Blaze, he's always like that. But this year he has an edge about him as a 3-year starter, and he's been more serious this year than I've seen him. And Coach Tomasi is extremely pleased with him so far. And like I always like to say, Blaze makes plays, and so we're looking for a big season out of Blaze, probably his best season yet.
Let's give it up for Savannah Christian Preparatory School Raiders.
All right, thanks so much.
And I don't know if any of you guys follow Georgia high school football daily, but I think they said in the last decade, or I don't know, Savannah Christian's got over 214 wins, which is pretty impressive. So next up, state champions 2 years ago, runner-up last year, right? Okay. Like I said, every year this man does a great job. If I had a son, I'd love for him to play for Antoine Turner. But Bethesda Academy, brand new stadium, brand new field. They're going to get to use it for the first full season. It's going to be pretty exciting. Next up, the Bethesda Academy Blazers. Come on, give it up for them. Let's go. No hype, coach. Introduce them.
Good morning. Thank you guys so much for having us. Thank you so much, Coach Tomasi, who does a tremendous job. To Optim Orthopedics, we really appreciate you guys being here, all of our media. You guys have been tremendous all year. To my right here is Isaiah Redmond. In the middle, it's Jordan Cheever. And to my far right is Raleigh Wesley, go by Rollo. And we're very, very grateful to, again, be here today, this morning. This kind of kicks off the season. When we're here in Media Day, it's just like, man, it's really official. When you're in camp and things are going on, you're working hard, blood, sweat, and tears. And having the media day says, okay, now we get a chance to really focus in, and it's actually here. So we're very excited. We're very excited about our program, very excited about these guys. Our team has been working extremely hard. As Coach Tomasi stated, we fell short last year in the state championship game. And that has been something that we have kind of remembered. We've been watching the film. We've made sure our guys constantly remember how we felt last year. We were a lot younger coming into that game. And so, we made sure our guys were doing small things right in the weight room. Our guys ran track, and fortunately, we're able to win state championship in track and field. And the guys just worked hard. It's not how you start, but it's how you finish. And we didn't start great in track, but we ended well. And so our guys are ready. Guys have been working very hard to prepare for this moment. And we have what we call our Blazer Law, which is accountability, unity, discipline, integrity, and toughness. And everything that we do in our program is centered around those 5 pillars that we believe that you can call great success. Our motto this year is create the moment. And we want to make sure that we don't just rush into it. Coming into this year, for me, it's we want to enjoy and we want to create the moments that we desire. We don't want to wait around and depend on anyone to do anything for us. We want to always be resilient. We want to put ourselves in situations that cause our backs to be against the wall where we can come out and find ways to win. But we want to create the journey that we desire. And so our motto this year is create the moment. And if we want to horseshoe up the goal at the end, then we got to create the small steps to get to where we desire to be. And so it's, our guys have been working very hard, and we're very excited about our program, very excited about where we're headed. We had a scrimmage game on yesterday against Frederica Academy and got off to a good start. A lot of things we have to improve and work on, but each week we want to get a little bit better and take that next step to our ultimate goal. But right now we're just focused on one step at a time, one game at a time. And again, these guys have done a tremendous job. Some of these guys have been, again, around for this is their third season coming in, but they've been to state championship game twice. And to have that experience really helps. And so we're very excited about where we're headed.
Coach, when we talked like a week ago, you were telling me Cheever's moving over from linebacker to be mostly a running back this year. Will he see any time on D? Or if not, how is that linebacker crew being set up?
So we was fortunate enough. Isaiah Redmond came over and he's played defensive line, and he'll play both defensive line, but he also played middle linebacker as well. Last year we felt like we were young in the state championship game, especially as far as our linebackers. And this year our guys have gotten a little bit stronger, a little bit bigger, and now I think we're more prepared. And so we actually have linebackers. We also have Isaiah Jones coming in from BC. And so we're very excited to have him on board as well. So we're fortunate to have enough backers to where if we need to put Cheever in, on the defensive side, it'll be an extra bonus. But we're going to give Cheever about 15 to 20 carries a game, and we want him to be ready and beat Ashton Genty. So
isn't Cheever's running style kind of between the tackles, rough and tumble type?
Yes, sir. He's a hard-nosed kid. It's very rare as he going with Cheever go down after the first tackle. He's yak yards are great. He's low center of gravity, good pad level, just a load. Coming at you at 5'9", 5'11", 200 pounds now, 195, 208. Woo! So he's he's a load, but he's been in the weight room. He's strong. Again, he's going to be a force for us. Had a good scrimmage on yesterday, so we're very excited when the defense, when we're able to get good blocking. Everything starts up front for us. Our offensive line this year is, Coach Baker said they're averaging 305. We're not quite 305, Coach Baker, but we're probably roughly around 285, 290. And our linemen are pretty good. They do a good job for us. And if we can create the movement, great things will happen.
Besides the line, we got Rollo on the backfield on both sides of the ball, and his recruitment starting to build up now. He won the 100 and 200 last year in track. I think he had 700 yards receiving last year, and also big guy on defense. Tell us about what Rollo means to the team.
Rollo's special. He's been with us since his freshman year, and every year we've seen Rollo take the next step. And we're very excited about that next step for Rollo. Again, even when he first started and he ran the 100, I know it was wet, but I think he ran maybe 12-1 as his freshman year. And then he got down to 11-8. And so we all see the 10-6, but it didn't start at a 10-6. You know, it started a little higher, but he kept working, kept grinding each week, each game, each rep in the weight room, on the track. And now he's at a 10.65 in the 100 and the 21.3 in the 200. And believe it or not, he has ways to go. I mean, I think he can really get down to maybe a 10.3. He can take the lid off. And so having that option on offense is tremendous for us. Because again, you have to account for Rollo Wesley. And if you don't account for Rollo Wesley, you better account for Malachi Morris. We've got some weapons on offense. And again, if you're not stopping the run, you're going to be in trouble. And so we got some guys that I believe that can really help push the needle and help us to really get back to where we desire to be. And so Riley Wesley is very special for our team. He's a leader. He's a silent leader, but now he's becoming more vocal. And so he's starting to now take the vocal leadership role for these guys. And these guys, they respect him. The team respects him. And again, he's a hardworking kid. Comes on Saturdays, he's working. So when you see a guy that's not only, good on the field, but also good in the classroom and good off the field, good character, a good guy, those are the type of guys you pull for.
You got your son at quarterback. I'm sure you're working with him on and off the field. What do you expect from him in the sophomore season?
Well, he got thrown in the fire. Our quarterback went down week 2, and for him to come in and lead our team to the championship game last year, we covered him up quite a bit because we didn't want him to have to do so much as a freshman. And every week he starts showing us more and more of what he can do, what he can be, and how this team can really take off. And so we're very excited about Jordan Turner. He's a student of the game, 3.8 student, but he focuses in on watching film. We're able to watch the things that we have to do to improve. He reads defense as well. He's making checks now. So as he continues to grow and mature, we'll give him a little bit more in the offense, and we'll give him a little bit more, responsibilities to make checks and put us in the right situation. And so we're very excited about Jordan. We believe his upside is tremendous to where this year I believe he'll really be well, and hopefully he can lead us to the big dance.
All right, got me on. Let's go with the speedster over there. Okay, 3 years playing at Bethesda.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's it like having that field out there for you?
I love
And
it.
you got a track with it too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love it. I love it. It's all about brotherhood at the school. I love the school. I wouldn't transfer schools for anything. Everything about the school is great. Everybody together. I love it, but it's just good. The energy, everybody together. Great.
Play both sports?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna do both. Just keep my body in shape.
Pass it down the line. So same thing. You're there 3 years now, right?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Cheevers, we know you're the running back, or you filled in running back spots, and coach has you as utility knife, his Swiss knife, as we call it, right? So tell us what it's like playing at Bethesda, playing all these different positions.
It's amazing. I mean, it's amazing that he could put me in different spots and I can perform for him every time and at another level. Yeah.
Okay.
You were playing linebacker a lot last year. Do you bring that same kind of mentality when you run the ball? Are you contact first, or what's your
Yeah, now that I'm going away, I could do way more now. I'm more energized. It don't take more toll on my body. And yeah.
First year over there, how's the experience going so far?
Yes, sir. The experience is very well. It's a very welcoming type of school. Coming from Savannah Christian, the brotherhood was very welcoming. I got to know my coaches and my teammates very well. They brought a very good energy with them, and learning about the pillars like discipline, unity, toughness. The team just really welcomed me very well. What I've seen so far with Bethesda is it's more than just a brotherhood. It's a family. It's a unit. Everybody's together and everybody's one. So I would say I just love being there at this point.
Do you have to coach about coaching the Suns?
No, not this time.
Coach, last question, okay? I mean, you've been there how long now?
23 years.
23 years. Did you ever see that you would wind up coaching your sons one day at the same school? I mean, I had the privilege of coaching my kids in middle school, never got to the varsity level. But tell us what's like coaching those boys over there.
Well, it's phenomenal. I guess it's kind of crazy because we didn't know, having kids, being at an all boys school and then having all 3 boys. I said, God, you're awesome. So it made it a little bit easier, but all of these guys and all of the guys have always been kind of like my kids, my boys, and so coaching my sons is almost like the same. And it's just been a phenomenal experience for us. The thing that I think that really helps is that, Jordan plays quarterback and we get a chance to sit down and actually watch film. Sometimes you're only limited with the time that you have with your kids, but then when you have a kid with you, as you're watching the game, you're watching mistakes, you're watching defenses, you're talking about game plans. So he has it's kind of an advantage, because you're able to really get in with your kid and really talk to him about the things that you're looking for the next week. It's tough though, because I remember Jordan was a freshman last year, and there was before the whistle. The whistle was blown, and a kid came off the edge and just decleated him, and the officials were grouped up back on the backside, didn't see anything, and I'm just like, guys, did you see that? Remember I was trying to cover him that 9th grade year, and so for him to take that type of shot, I had to remind myself I'm the coach and not the parent, and so but it's a joy. It's a joy to be able to coach my sons. It's a joy to coach all of these guys. All of these guys are kind of like my sons. And so, and all of them are all really connected. All of them are really close. And it's just, like you said, the brotherhood, and it's a family.
All right, let's give it up for the Bethesda Captain Blazers.
Come on in. All right, next up, out there on Wilmington Island on the marsh, St. Andrew's School. They're in the process of getting their own turf field, and I know Coach has got to do a lot of driving and figuring out where practice is going to be, but St. Andrews plays in Giza, the Georgia Independent, GIA, Georgia Independent Athletic Association, now not Giza. Okay, so up now, St. Andrews. I got to say this, Lions. I almost slipped, Coach. Almost slipped. Coach Wes Worthington.
Thank you, Coach. I just want to quickly thank Optim Orthopedics and also the media for doing such a good job of covering high school football. I truly believe high school football is like the last bastion of pure football. These kids don't get paid. They're getting paid in college now. They didn't pay us when I played in college. So, good luck to you guys that are going to go on and play college, get the NIL money. But I will tell you this. I saw this interview of Greg Olson, played in the NFL for 12 years. And now he's a high school football coach, and he was talking about how his best memories are from playing high school with his boys. You get to play with your buddies. So, relish it, enjoy the hard times as well. And so just talk a little bit about St. Andrews. We're trying to build a program, establish a program. Our basketball program is pretty obvious. They're championship level, and that's what we're striving to get to. I'm really fortunate this year to have really good leadership. We were a really young team last year, so we've got some really good leaders on the team this year. And we're just looking to take that next step forward. Last year didn't go exactly the way we wanted to, but we did make some strides. We have 4 kind of it's an acronym. It's team. I'm real big on the team is bigger than the individual. A lot of coaches talk about that, and that's what I'm trying to instill out there on the islands is, we live in a world where I didn't have social media when I was growing up. It's really easy for an individual kid to be worried about themselves, their tackles, their touchdowns, their stats, so they can go play in college. And so just trying to teach them that, that will all come if you're a great teammate. And so the T stands for toughness, both mental, physical, and emotional toughness. I think that's what football can teach young men. The E stands for effort. We're looking for maximum effort on every play. We have a lot of kids that have to play both ways because of, our roster numbers. So, just coaching them on that, grading them on, during practice and in the films on maximum effort. And then A stands for just having a positive attitude, bringing energy to practice, being a good teammate. The M stands for medal, which not the medal that you get when you win the Olympics, but medal with 2 T's basically means this: when things aren't going well, how are you going to respond? And so we just are working on that with our young men. Again, I'm very pleased, very proud to be their coach. These guys teach me a lot. We as educators and coaches, we like to think that we're doing all the teaching, but I'll tell you, this summer even, these boys are teaching me a lot too, teaching me to have patience, teaching me to kind of meet them halfway. So I try to do that with the leadership team. For instance, we went out paintballing. I would have never done that 10 years ago, but I took them out paintballing, and somehow they managed to get me out there, and they were shooting at me. So anyway, yeah, that's true. Little get back. Just talk about our players.
Mention the kids here that you got with you.
Yeah. So right to my right, we got Jack Kelly. He'll be a junior. He's a captain for us. Plays offensive line, defensive line. Just a really great player for us, and emerging as a really good leader as well. And then in the middle, we got Landon Buckman. I'm going to talk about Landon and Joe in just a second. Joe Frazier is on the end. These 2 guys have been in the program for 4 years. They're straight A students. They're super tough. They love the weight room. And so we're a really high academic school. And so, it's hard. The school is very hard. And we have a lot of kids that I think could play football at St. Andrews, but they choose not to because they want to focus on school. So I'm just really proud of these 2, really these 3 for what they do in the classroom. But the 2 on the end, coming into their senior year, we didn't have a lot of linemen. We were short on linemen. And so they talk about being a leader. They came to me and said that they were going to play on the offensive line. And on our offense is the flex bone triple option. It's kind of a dinosaur in today's world, but it is a great offense. And you don't have to have big linemen. So it kind of works out for our school. And so these 2 are going to be starting on the offensive line at tackle. And they're quick, and that's what we need them to be. But I just thought, in this day and age, I hear a lot of older adults sometimes talk about, complaining about young people, kids these days. Maybe they've been doing that forever. Maybe they complained about me when I was a teenager. But I'll tell you, they really impress me, these young men. And they give me hope for the future of our country, and just the willingness to step up and be unselfish, which is what we've been talking about in our program. So I really appreciate Landon and Joe for doing that. Any other questions before I keep going?
What about Kelly? Is he on the D-line?
Yeah, so Jack Kelly will play both ways. We're going to try to give him a couple plays rest here and there, but he's a force to be reckoned with. He's very strong. We're working on his quickness constantly, all of our players. I'm a big believer in in the trenches, it's about quickness. Now, granted, it'd be great to be 300 pounds and quick, but, a 220-pound player that is really, really quick and fast with their hands and feet, they can be a problem. So he'll be a guard. Yeah, our guards and centers in our offense, we do like them to be a little bit bigger and really come off and double team the defensive tackles, because we're looking to get 3.5 yards every play. If we can get 3.5 yards every play, we're going to be all right.
Did you have to get the kids about the field and the transportation, all that?
No.
Okay, if you want to give it to one of your players, a senior, to talk about, now you got to make that transition. You don't have a place to practice. You're not going to be playing. You'll be playing at Daffin Park. What's that experience like?
It's definitely an interesting experience, but I think being able to adapt to change is really important in life. And I think that's an important lesson to learn, and that you won't always have your way. You won't always have what you want, but you have to adapt to it. So, yeah.
One of the other 2 guys want to answer. You played a pretty decent conference in, I call it Giza, but anyway, Frederica Academy, Bullock Academy. What's the season look like for you guys going into those games? How do you feel about the schedule?
I'm feeling pretty good about the schedule, and I think us as a team are feeling good too. We got a scrimmage this Thursday, and I think everyone's just ready to see what we can do, and then see how it goes from there.
Again, Jack Kelly. I thought he looked familiar, but you're not the small Jack Kelly I knew. So you've grown a lot. So the experience playing St. Andrews, you play a lot, baseball. You haven't hit the basketball court. So tell us what the experience at St. Andrews has been for you.
I've grown up there all my life, so being able to come up through middle school, lower school, being able to play high school football, high school baseball, everything, and especially with Coach West coming over, finally having a football coach for 2 years, started to be able to create a culture is something that I've just love to see, and it makes me really happy for the future of the school.
Anybody else?
Oh yeah, I got some more questions. Can you tell us about your offense? I know you got Cook coming back. He's also on defense. Swiss Army knife. Tell us a little bit about him and your quarterback, who's a sophomore now.
Yeah, so Amari Cook and Pat Jackson is the quarterback. They're brothers, actually. Amari would be here, but he's on a cruise. So, they're brothers, yes. Amari Cook and Pat Jackson are brothers. So they're cruising right now. So a little shout out to them. They're great players. Amari is our wing back on offense. We hand him the ball, we throw him the ball, and occasionally we might have him throw at him as well. He just does it all for us. He's not very big in stature, but he does have the toughness aspect that I think football players need. He's very tough. He's I've been working on it, but he's physical. Like, he'll come and hit you, and he's very fast. Runs a legit 4.40. He's got some small college offers, so he'll have to make the decision on whether he wants to go and play in college. I think he can. And then his brother, Pat Jackson, was just a freshman last year. He was actually, it's kind of funny. We figured out in the first game that, sometimes coaches are wrong. We went all summer with Amari at quarterback, and Pat Jackson was our B-back, which is the fullback. It's pretty much the best runner in the offense. And we figured out in the first game that we had it backwards. So we put Pat at quarterback, and we started to have some success. I think Pat feels a lot more confident now in our offense because, kids these days, they don't grow up under center, taking snaps under center. It's all shotgun. So, he had to get used to that. And now he's I'm really excited to see what those two can do this year with the offensive line that we have. We also have MJ Scott as a wing back. This is his first year playing football, but he's an extremely athletic athlete, really good basketball player. So really, really excited to see what MJ can bring. Darius Chapman, he'll be a sophomore. He's our B-back. He's, again, not a big kid, but he's really tough and physical and runs low, has a low center of gravity. So I'm looking to see, how he can attack the interior of defenses, slipping and sliding with our offense. So, and then here's the thing, Pat can throw the ball too. So I'm not going to say we're going to throw it a lot, but the way we explain it to Pat and our receivers is if they want to cheat and start sneaking safeties down to stop the triple, then we'll throw it.
Amari averaged something ridiculous, like 50 yards a catch or something.
Yeah, it was, because I'm not going to get into all the scheme, but Amari has to block the safety when we run the triple if he's not getting the ball. And so when he goes out to block the safety, they're flying down, and it looks the same as some of our passing concepts. So it puts them in a bind when you can throw the ball in the triple. And so, I think one game he had 200 yards in receiving. It was wild. So, yeah.
All right. Other than that, let's give it up for St. Andrews Lions.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll wait for the stage.
Come on in, guys. Okay, next up, coming up from Hinesville, the two schools out of Hinesville happen to be just down the block and rivals, but we'll start. And it worked out that they went back to back, and it wasn't because I did it on purpose. I put the names in the spinner, and they came out back to back. So leading it off alphabetically, we're going to start with the Bradwell Institute Tigers and Coach Deshaun Brock. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach DeMasi, Optim Orthopedics, Pro Sports Report, all the news and media is here today for this media day. Also, thank you guys for allowing us to be here. It's a great opportunity to represent Hinesville and also Bradwell. Last year it didn't really go as planned. Made some tremendous strides. We found some guys to step in some roles. Here with us today, we have Kamari Griffiths play corner. Carlito, who's making the transition to free safety as well as receiver. He will also still spend some time at quarterback. Wade Cobb will be our 3-year starter at running back, and then Denazion Cobb will be our second-year starter at corner. So these guys are 4 guys who are pillars of our program who have not missed a day of summer workouts, really, really worked hard, and we're looking forward for them to have a great season. This summer's been really, really good for us. Participated in a couple 7-on-7s, had a really good contact camp over at MCA, and we're looking forward to the scrimmage next week to see where we are. And we have great hopes and aspirations for this season, as this year's model is earn everything. I really think these guys have worked hard and earned the opportunity to compete.
He's been a big runner, leading rusher for you last year. What's his running style, and what's is the offense built around him as the focal point, or?
Yes, sir. So this year we're really going to rely heavily on Wade, and also Jacoby Pace in the backfield. Wade last year was more of a bruiser type running back. He ran track this year and worked on his top end speed. So now he does have that breakaway capability. Like I said, we will highlight him, but we're also going to be up tempo spread offense. So we're going to try to spread the ball around. This year we're blessed to have athletes on the perimeter, so they should be able to lighten his load just a little bit.
And I heard that you have a transfer coming in, Jabari Felix from Liberty County. Is he going to be starting at QB this year?
Yes, sir. That's the plan going in. That will also free up Carlito to play receiver for us and also put him in the back end at free safety. So as long as Jabari continues to progress and do the things that we need him to do at quarterback, he should be the day one starter, barring any injuries or anything like that.
And what's his style at quarterback? Is he a dual threat type guy, or I know he had some good passing yards last year?
Yes, sir. He's the most definitely dual threat, more so of a pocket passer, but he has the ability to run.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about your defense, the 3 levels, who the leaders are in each spot?
Yes, sir. So these guys, right, well, these 3 actually will be the leaders of the secondary, being the 2 starting corners and a free safety. And we have a new defensive coordinator this year, Marcus Singletary, who's come in, does a great job with them. Also, Coach Jones in that defensive line. And we also have another coach come in, Coach Vahua, and Coach Hammond, our new strength and conditioning coach, who are coaching linebackers, outside linebackers, respectively. So we're looking for Mikael Fields and Caden Studstill to step in at the linebacker. And then the defensive line is kind of by committee. Looking at Keon Ananoa, and also Jerome Delaney to help us out on the defensive line. And those guys can be the anchor of our defense.
Okay. And you open up with like Liberty County on that first week. I know you got them last year in a close game. Is it tough to get not tough to get them hyped for that game, but is it tough to have such a big rivalry game as the opening game of the season?
No, not really. Coming from Mitchell Baker and being in Camilla playing against Pelham, that game was moved from the last game of the season to the first game of the season, so I'm very familiar with it. And our kids grow up in the community playing with each other, against each other, from travel ball, middle school, now into high school, the Bradwell Liberty. So everybody's looking forward to it. It should be a big turnout and a great game.
That's all I got.
Coach, I apologize. I'll make it wait. You know, this is one of my favorite questions, and I don't know if Dennis touched on it. Test on the rivalry.
Just a little bit. Go ahead.
If one of the guys want to answer this, Coach has talked enough. Okay, tell us about the rivalry and what it means to open up against Liberty County.
Open against our rivalry, definitely like a blessing, I'll say, because played with those boys ever since we was little. Since middle school all the way up AAU. It's definitely a blessing to play with your fellow boys, and it's just like we're just gonna see who worked the hardest. You know what I'm saying? It's all who's trying to get paid.
And one of the other guys, you play in a tough region, and you got Effingham County, Glen Academy, tough region. So tell us what your outlook is playing in a region like that.
It's really about the competition, about who put in the most work during the summer, and who's going to play the hardest on the field. It always, as soon as the game starts, no friends, no none of that. It's just pads, helmet. It's really about who's going to put in the hardest work.
Okay, and your name? So, Bradwell, Institute has a rich football tradition. What's it like playing at Bradwell?
It's an honor. I'm just blessed to be able to play here. Coming in my freshman year, being able to play. It's just a great honor to play with these guys and everybody else on the team and have great coaching staff.
Okay. On the end, senior? Junior. All right, so tell us your experience the last 2 years playing at Bradwell with these guys and, of course, with Coach Brock.
These last 2 years, it's been a really challenging year due to our record. But, we've been working hard every summer, putting in the work in the weight room and on the field at the same time. It's just been a blessing playing for Bradwell. I love these guys, and we're just ready to work.
Okay, anything else?
No, that's good.
All right, let's give it up for the Bradwell Institute.
Good job, guys. You come this way now. Leave me hanging. Good job. Good job. Good job, guys. Good luck. Coach, always a pleasure. Okay, like I said, where are we? Liberty County. Come on up, get your group picture first, and then come on right to the stage so we could meet the Liberty County Panthers. Give him a hand. You gonna get him after? All right. Okay, like I said, how it worked out. Rivals, back to back. They play each other the first week of the season, and from what I hear, it's always a county battle, and it's always a lot of fun to watch. And this year, it's going to be in Liberty County, and we're excited about seeing what happens. And of course, how many years now? Year 4 head coach, and how long you been there though? Been at Liberty County 15 years. Head coach Tony Glazier, not Anthony. Tony.
Thank you. First of all, I want to say thank you to Optim Orthopedics for hosting today, Georgia Sports Report for always doing this event every year and promoting our student athletes. We appreciate all the local coverage we get. We're down the road a little bit, but we always feel like we're very much appreciated and showed out from everybody, and we really do appreciate that. It's like I said, it's all about the kids and getting them exposure, and like I said, they love it, hearing stuff, showing stuff with them, so it's good experience. Going this off season, we went back and looked last year, going 5-5, just missing the playoffs narrowly. That's always our expectations to make the state playoffs. And our goal this year is to get back in the state playoffs, to play, 10 games the way we can play Liberty County football, to give us the opportunity to play an 11th game. So what we've really focused on this off season is going back last year and looking at all of our games. Every game we played going 5-5, every game but one, we went in the fourth quarter with an opportunity to win. We just didn't do it. So we've been going back through talking about the mental mistakes, the things we could have done better, and really been preaching it and practicing. And honestly, all off seasons, going over situations that happen and situations that could, turn last season from 5-5 to easy 9-1, 8-2, 7-3, et cetera, in the playoffs. Opportunity to win a game or two and go from there. So we've been focusing on that, looking at how we did our off-season strength and conditioning program. We feel like we've turned it up a notch this season, pushing the guys to a different level. Feeling like that's going to help in the game situation where we did make those mental mistakes before. So I know we're looking forward to the season. We've had a good off season. Focus on getting more physical. And I think we're right where we want to be. We're looking forward to Thursday, playing Savannah Country Day, a good ball club out of Savannah. Be a good test for us to kind of see where we're at and give these guys the opportunity to hit somebody else. And what I have with me today, so beside me, I have Christian Hines, defensive lineman. He'll be a 3-year starter. Beside him, I have Elijah Brown, running back, also first team all region basketball player runner up. And then beside him, I got Zorion Green, defensive end. He'll be a 2-year starter for us as well. Elijah started last year a little bit for us, got banged up a little bit. But we're looking forward to this year. And, these guys are all high academic guys, straight A's, leaders, 3 of our leaders. And we're just looking forward to a good season with these guys being part of pushing the program to where we're trying to get to.
Coach, I guess you lost your starting QB to transfer across town. Who do you got?
Our starting quarterback right now is Jair Roberts.
Okay. Can you what year in
He will be a sophomore. He was our JV quarterback last year. What I can tell you about him, he's dynamic. He's a great athlete. He understands the offense. I mean, our junior varsity last year went undefeated, and none of the games were really close. We had a very good junior varsity program last year, and him moving up, taking that next level, because even if, we would have had a little bit of a quarterback controversy, and even if he didn't make the start quarterback, he would have played somewhere else on the varsity for us. He's that good of an athlete. But, he understands the offense, gets the ball out hot, and when he gets open field, he's a dynamic runner.
So you guys have always been known for having that dual threat type QB.
His brother last year played for us, Brandon Roberts. He was one of our running backs we had last year too.
Okay. And what about at receiver? Anybody standing out there?
Yeah, we feel like we got a good receiver group. We have, of course, Elijah's brother right here, Aaron Brown. He also plays basketball too. He's one of our receivers. We got Khalil Green, Kaheem Anderson, Montavious Johnson's kind of our Swiss Army knife, plays tight end H-back for us, does a lot of things, can attach him to the line, get him off the line, a great blocker. We got a lot of guys, Antonio Garland, AJ Garland. We got, big physical guys at receiver position who block well, can catch, and definitely a big part of what we're trying to do on offense. To name a few guys.
Okay. What about on the defense? Who's anchoring? Or these 2 guys on the line, I guess, are big.
Oh, yeah, these guys up front anchor the defensive line, which defensive line will probably be our strength up front. Then, of course, we got Christian, Zorion Green. We also got Jair Rodriguez, who'll be a sophomore. Harry Stevens, be a sophomore defensive end. We got a couple other guys who will play on offense but will help us on defense as well. Carson Carter, Chuck Robertson, Evan Dudley. We got a lot of guys inside who are going to help us on defense. And, the good thing is, you've been around long enough. The years when we've been really good at Liberty, we've been really good on defense. And I feel like we're there at this point right now. We're really good on defense. But those years when we would practice 1-versus-1s, it was really one-sided, defense offensively. Now this year, I feel pretty good because it's not as one-sided as what we're accustomed to. So I feel pretty good about where we're going from an offensive perspective coming into the season, just based on how well we play on defense. We're turning 7 starters off of defense last year that was pretty good as well, too.
Want to give it to one of the guys, like I said to the guys over at Bradwell. You start off, of course, with your rival, your county rival. How does that feel playing in that game?
I'm excited to play the rival first. It's always a great feeling. Come out there, see what they got. Just big rivalry, great game. Whole city there. So,
because sometimes we've heard through the last 4 years that we had friends, we had relatives, we had middle school teammates. Anybody on the other side?
No, I don't got no.
Any of you guys? No? All right, pass it down. So tell us, football, Liberty County, what has it meant to you?
What Liberty County football means to me is pretty much everything. Pretty much, we are a family, and it's just, I don't really know, to be honest.
It's fun to be with those guys?
Yeah.
All right.
Elijah, can you tell us about your running style? Are you more of a power guy? You like to get to the outside, or is it a combination of both?
It's pretty much a combination. I feel like once my offensive line creates a hole, I know how to hit the hole pretty quickly. And then, when I reach the second level, I either physical contact or I have the speed to, go on the outside and outrun the linebackers.
Pass it down. Playing in that big region, you got to play 9 region games, right, Coach? 9 region games. So how do you feel playing in a region like that where you only get to play one non-conference and against your rival?
I feel great coming in last year with the head down, taking the starting spot, and then seeing this competition that I'm going against, big guys, small guys, it don't matter. But with the team that I got, I feel really good coming in this year. Last year, didn't expect how we wanted to be. After the last game, we got straight into the weight room, straight on the field, then put in straight work from November to now. So we ready.
Nice. Bring it back down to Coach. And Coach,
I'm going to say one thing, too. Elijah's a little modest, but in terms of his running style, imagine a running back that's built like a linebacker who runs a mid 4.4, who we had to stop at when we were squatting the other day at 5:15, had to stop him from going because it was too easy and that was enough weight. So I'm just going to speak on that. And, and these other guys beside me, their leadership in the weight room, it's going to make a difference this season. We really feel that way.
Quick question, and this will be the last one. You got another one?
No, I'm good.
Playing that region, we only played one non-region game. What's it like as a coach?
It's tough because you feel like, now I guess with the power rankings, it's a little different because, the games don't mean as much in that perspective. Because before you lose a game, it is what it is. But it's just tough because, we play Bradwell, but then we have a bye. So that is one good thing. Like we kind of like reset the schedule, all off season, all summer, it's Bradwell, Bradwell, Bradwell. So getting through that, and then you really go, you have an early bye, and then you literally go like 9 straight weeks of region football, tough games, physical football teams. And it's fun though. It's fun, being local, not having to really travel that far. That does make it nice though. All right, thank you.
Coach, always appreciate it. Okay, Benedictine, you want to come get your picture after Bradwell and then come on up? And we got a little break here. Just so everybody knows, if we can just keep the volume down because this place, the acoustics echoes, so we can hear the team that's up, okay? Yeah. Okay, I know every year I say this, but when I watch this young man come over and take over the program after a 1-9 season, and special watching that last game at Garden City where the field goal got him over the hump. But since then, I think in the last 10 years, Benedictine has won over 200 games, is one of the top teams in the state. And if you check out Georgia high school football, gave you credit for quarterback, running back, receiver, okay? Best combination, okay? And we got the linebacker to my right, your left, right, left, yeah. I can't throw like you throw. But anyway, this man has done a phenomenal job over there, and he's a player's coach, and I can vouch for that because my youngest son played for him over at Calvary. Tough love, but the kids know that he means well. And he's been doing a great job over there. Four state titles. 4 state titles, and I know I asked him that question once. He never thought that would happen, but does a great job. Benedictine Military School head coach, Danny Britt. I call him the Godfather because, he looks Italian, but he won't tell you he is.
Hello, I appreciate what you guys do every year, Carl. I want to say this about you, man. You've done so much for this community and for kids, and one thing about Carl, I promise you, it is always about the kids. And even when he was coaching, and he would be coaching against somebody, he would just give everything he could, all the praise to the other kids, the other coaches. And I mean, you're a special dude, so we really do appreciate everything you do. Super excited about this year. We've worked extremely hard, which I think we've always worked the guys very hard at Benedictine. This year we've gone a little bit further with that. Even though we had them all in weightlifting classes, we started bringing them in at 7 in the morning and made them do extra. The guys have really bought into that, had a lot of success. These 3 guys and their other seniors, partners, have done a great job of leading and understanding how important everything we're doing is, and that we're doing it together. We better because we have an unbelievable schedule. I think I saw, not that any of this matters, I saw in one media outlet, I think AJC had said we were the second or third hardest schedule in the state across the board, which I don't know how it gets there when you go Camden, Colquitt, and Buford. That's going to be pretty tough, but what we know is we're really good too, and we can do that if we can just stay healthy through that. We can be very successful, and it will make us better. So we're excited about what we can do and what we're going to do. We enjoy playing in big time environments. We enjoy playing in front of a lot of people. Went up to Buford last year and should have won. Quite honestly, should have beat them, and they ended up beating us by 1. But we're super excited about what we're doing, and these guys are as well. We got 12 guys with Division I scholarships offers, on the team. Obviously, Stephen is committed to Texas Tech, Bubba to Notre Dame, and Larson will have plenty of opportunities as well. So super excited about everything we're doing in this season.
Sorry, Stephen, but go Irish. That's what happens when you come from the north. There's only one team, Notre Dame. So it's all yours. You're first up.
Okay, Coach, 12. I know you've coached a lot of guys that went on to college and beyond. Is that the most you've had, 12?
That is the most we've had at one time, I think. Yes.
Is it? Does that provide challenges as a coach to kind of keep their heads focused on the team in a way? Or a lot of them have already committed, though, because that kind of takes it off the table.
It can. There's certain people. I can promise you, the guys sitting up here, that is not the case, right? That's not who they are. So there was never a concern for that. There are certain, any coach would tell you there's certain kids, that becomes an issue. Just say, hey, stay right here, stay with us. Benedictine in and of itself kind of sets that aside too. If you're at BC, there has to be something more than just self. You're there with the brotherhood. You're there, nobody wants to come, cut their hair, do all the military, no girls, get drug tested every month, all those things, unless there's something else other than, just self.
Okay. Can you tell us, you also got LaDamian Guyton, one of the top players in the country. Tell us about on the defensive side of the ball, which is something you take a lot of pride in. How are you guys going to look this year?
Yeah, very excited about that. Also, I just saw Baker. Thankfully, he didn't punch me. But LaDamian will add to that. But I'll tell you what, we have already a very good group. Coach Houston does a great job with the defense, as you know. Starting off, the anchor of that whole thing is Cameron Cody, who's committed to Clemson. He's physically a beast and just very hard to deal with. Stephen can attest to that. Scrimmaging him all the time, and he's in his face. A number of guys on either side of Cameron. Right now it'd be Gavin Smith and Isaac Scott Jr. Or actually, he's a third, I think. Isaac Scott, the third, will be the two starters at the end. And those guys have really done well and had a great offseason, physically gotten very much stronger. Inside backers with Larson has been on a little injured lately, but is recovering. And then Jaden Houston and Rasheen Jackson, Rasheen Jackson will be the inside linebackers there too. And then we have a great secondary with coming back as well. Mekhi Williams leading that. But LaDamian is a freak. I will tell you that. I saw that firsthand the other day in practice, right? I mean, he did some things that I will tell you, this will be my 28th year coaching, and it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. So he's a freak, and he will add to that. So you combine all of that, that makes a very, very good front.
You graduated, I think, all the starters on the offensive line, but you got Carlton coming back from that knee injury. How's the O-line looking?
Actually, it's been, and this sounds odd, and no discredit to those guys who left because, they won state championships. They were incredible players. Obviously, Jacoby went on to Auburn and will do great things there. It's kind of a good thing almost because what happened is we switched. We hired Patrick Fogarty back as the offensive line. He just spent the past 5 years coaching college, and Coach Coleman moved into more of an associate head coach role and special teams coordinator, which I think was really good because I was kind of taking care of the special teams, and it's better having an individual on it, I think. So it's been good. It's a change up. And we have 11 guys vying for 5 spots, which is always great. Competition is great. When you can legitimately have that number of guys fighting for that spot, you're going to be better. And it's a bunch of sophomores kind of playing out that have gotten much stronger over the course of the year, and I think can be a very positive thing for us. And then Carlton, who has been injured, who got injured in the first game of the year last year, unfortunately, has really done an incredible job in his rehab. he kept his weight down to around 300, 305, which that's crazy, but he looks really good. He's moving really well for a 300-pound man.
Steven, okay, you got the recruiting out of the way, senior season, and from what Coach says, you got an O-line in front of you. Talk about what the offensive line means to you, and also two-part question, what it means to get the recruiting out of the way, also going into your senior year.
I'll start with the O-line. It's definitely like they're progressing every week. It's getting better. But they're all ready to work. They're all young guys, so it's, kind of easy to lead them compared to older guys. Not that it's a problem, but they're definitely easier to lead. They listen. They do the right things. And then the recruiting part, I'm glad to get out of the way just to focus on the season and hopefully obtain our one goal, which is state championship.
And what does it mean playing with the guy next to you that, you guys were rated one of the best combos going into the season?
It means a lot. He's definitely a pretty good player. I've been playing with him since 6th grade, so our chemistry is off the charts. But he definitely saves me a lot of times.
Mr. Frazier? Sir. I know, I hope I don't get in trouble, but why Notre Dame?
The coaches, the relationship with the coaches, Coach Freeman, Coach Brown, they just made me comfortable, felt like family.
And of course, playing with the guy next to you since 6th grade, how special has that been?
That's special. He made my job a lot easier, so he gave me the ball easily. So it's been fun playing with him.
And your experience at Benedictine, what has that meant to you?
It meant a lot. It's a brotherhood. Everyone there, just brother. It's like family over there.
Mr. Little, okay, little hiccup coming into the season, but you returned to that defense, linebacker. What does it mean being the leader of that Benedictine cadet defense?
Being a leader of that defense, it means being the center, knowing what's going on every side, on the secondary and in the front. And when you got guys like LaDamian coming in that you're going to know are going to make a direct impact, it just gives you an ability to be a little bit looser as a leader because the guys are going to make plays. Makai in the back, LaDamian up front, Cameron Cody. You got guys that are going to go play college ball and that do care about the high school team. And it makes it 10 times easier as a leader when you're not trying to make somebody focus on a high school level compared to a college level.
Some pretty good players in front of you that have graduated.
Mm-hmm.
Give us one that meant a lot to you and something you took away from them.
I played with Wilkes Albert. He's our leading tackler in BC history, and he is just absolute instinctual player who's wherever the ball is going, he's going to be there. No matter if it's a pass play or if they're running down your throat, he's going to be there. He's a fantastic player. When you play by somebody like that, it just gives you the fire to go to the ball every play. No matter if it may not even be near you, you got to fly to the ball because you can make an impact on it.
Nice. Anything from you?
What about, we talked about passing game a little bit, but we got Stanley Smart on the run game. Is it going to be 50-50 or what's it going to be looking like, Stephen, with that? Yeah, I'll ask you.
I would say around 50-50. Obviously, it depends on the game plan that week. But we definitely can run the ball, throw the ball. We're not a one-dimensional offense. So I think you'll see a lot, spread offense, wing tee. You'll see everything this year.
Now, either one of you three guys, Coach is a pretty smart guy, okay, because Pat Fogarty's coming back, Benedictine cadet, Coach Houston, Coach DePhillips. What do you guys learn from these guys that are now coaching you that, coaches brought in and they live the brotherhood and now they're teaching it to you? What's it like playing with those guys or coached by those guys?
They're definitely all three great coaches. I've been working with Coach DePhillips, obviously. He's taught me a lot. I've also been training with him since, I want to say, 4th or 5th grade. So he's taught me a lot since then. I'm still learning from him. He's got a lot of knowledge. He's played the position at the college level. So he's a great guy to learn from, and he's definitely made me a better player.
It means a lot. I really call out Coach Collins. He pushed me every day, even the days I don't feel like it in practice. He just wanted my best, and he just wanted the best for me. So that's.
Like you said, with the alumni, almost all of our coaches are alumni to BC. So that's a huge part of what our school is coming back and giving back to your school. All of our coaches are either graduates or have something along with the program. And so when you have a coach that's lived the same life as you, played for the team, cut their hair, shaved their face, they know what it's like being a cadet. So they make it 10 times easier. And when they go to coach you, they know that you're not going to not be a coachable player. You're not going to coach you, and you're not just going to have an attitude and think you're bigger than the team. They know what it's like. And so when they coach you, they know exactly what standpoint you're coming from.
Any left from you, Mr. Knight?
No, I'm good. Oh, what time are you guys starting school Monday?
We started.
Oh, already started.
We actually started in June, I think. But we actually started school on Thursday with registration. And so full day schedule will be Monday, yes.
3:30 this week or
4 o'clock, yes.
4 o'clock? Okay.
4 o'clock will be practice, 4 to
Swing
6.
by one of those days.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Let's hear from Benedictine Military School. Great job. You got to go get a picture of it. Hey, sorry, I know they did. I'll be watching. And yes, Texas Tech. I will.
All right, next up, right down the road from Benedictine School, Calvary Day School, new coach, Mark Stroud, the legend, now has shifted to the athletic director and handed the reins, not handed, but they handed you the reins, okay, to a guy that's not unfamiliar with the area, head coach at Jenkins, then took his game over to Vidalia. Now he's back, assistant coach, and now he winds up being the head coach. One of the best young coaches I feel in the area, and he does a great job. And he happens to be married to my point guard way back when. She's still young, okay, and pretty. So, but anyway, let's kick it off with the Calvary Day School Cavaliers and head coach Jason Cameron.
Thank you, Optim, for putting on such an amazing event, and definitely want to echo what Coach Britt said. Coach Demasi, you guys do just such an amazing job of always giving these players the well-deserved attention that they love and that they need. I came to Savannah in 2011, and I always said the media does such a great job of not only just focusing on the five-star players, but every single player in Savannah. If it warrants attention, you guys give it to them, and it's appreciated. Believe me. We're super excited about this season. I got three great guys, great people sitting next to me here. James Mobley, directly to my right, is our junior quarterback. Stats speak for itself, but he's a better person than he'll ever be a football player. He'll lead our football team at the quarterback position, and I feel like we're in great hands with him. His poise for a young man is unmatched. Just a very calming demeanor to him when he's 7 feet tall when he's out on the football field. He demands respect of his teammates, and they follow anywhere that he'll go. And Jay Varner and John Swindell, these two guys next to me, are going to be our warriors. They got to play both on the offensive line and the defensive line for us. They've assumed a huge leadership role in our locker room, and we've gotten better as a program because these guys have really stepped up and they don't accept anything else but the best from their teammates, and it's become contagious. We've become a player-run football team. They understand the expectation, they understand the standard, and their goal is to exceed it every single day. We started our journey back in January. We lost unfortunately in the quarterfinals last year to Prince Avenue, and took about a month off and just went right to voluntary workouts. And the first day we had 45 guys there. And it was just a great atmosphere. These guys were hungry to get back on the field, and they were super excited for what the next chapter looked like at Calvary. And it was exciting for me. Hired a great staff. We had 10 coaches there every single day, and we kind of rode that to spring football, which was the first time that Calvary's done that. And we played a spring game against Burke County, who was the defending runner-up in AA, and it was a great experience for our kids. And we felt like we kind of understood where we were and where we need to be. We keep saying, all we want to do is progress every day. We're not where we need to be, but as long as we're in that direction, then that day was a win. So, what we focus on, and I'm sure these guys, when they have the opportunity, hopefully will tell you, we focused at Calvary of what makes us different. We focused all off season on culture, team bonding, becoming closer as a team, trying to promote that player run team. But more than anything is not allowing the person next to you down. We feel that a team that truly loves one another and has intentional relationships with themselves is a really difficult team to beat. And we've kind of come up with the saying, when talent is even, culture always wins. So that's something that we've really focused on and something that we're going to hang our hat on. We're still going to play a physical brand of football and hopefully score a lot of points and stop people. But at the end of the day, whatever the scoreboard says, our goal is to stay within ourselves, make our culture speak for ourselves, and always represent Calvary in the best light possible.
You had a like camp or a retreat with the guys. How did that go? And we were talking about some fishing. It was
awesome.
Did someone catch a big bass or
listen,
anything?
man, it was great. These guys could elaborate on it, but it was just kind of, I don't want to have a transactional football team where we just kind of show up, we play football, we practice, we leave, and we break it down on family, but are we truly family? So, we say our Calvary Village is huge. It's huge. So we want to make sure that we continue to build on that village. My wife brings ice cream for our players after practice. We got daddies cooking, burgers and hot dogs next Friday for our kids. We want to create, we don't want to just say family. We truly, truly want to be a family at Calvary.
Okay. What do you think the strength of the team will be this year? You lost Blackshear and Dupa. Those guys, I think they had 35 combined touchdowns last year and 2,700 yards. It's possible to replace that, but how's the offense going to look?
Two great players. Thomas is having starting his career great at Georgia, and Dupa the same at App State. And you don't replace those guys with one person. I think what we'll have this year is the ability to spread the ball around a lot. Can't really focus on maybe one or two guys this year. We got a lot of guys that'll touch the ball, which as a coach, the biggest thing that we told our guys is that, again, towards our culture about loving your brother and the person next to you is one night it'll be you and the next night it'll be, somebody else. And as long as nobody cares who does it, as long as it gets done, I think we'll be successful.
Okay, pass it over to Mr. Smiley. There it is. He might be 7 feet tall, but that smile always makes me 7 feet tall. Okay, James, coming into your second year, you had a great year last year. So tell us, what are your goals this year, and what you like most about Coach's offense? Did he keep it the same, or did he change it up? Because I know Coach likes to run the race car offense, but
obviously the biggest goal is, be in state championship in Mercedes-Benz on December 16th. But, also I just want to be better every week. This summer I've been practicing with my quarterback coach and also my teammates on the weekends, just working on footwork and timing, and also just team bonding. I have a great offensive line in Jay Varner, John Swindell, a couple other guys that I had last year on my team. It's a blessing to have them back to be able to block for me this year. And also, just being the leader on the team that the team can count on when things go right and also when things go wrong.
tell us about the offense now. You excited about it? Any changes from last year, or is it the same?
It's pretty much the same. We added some stuff. It's great. I got a lot of receivers returning. I got Marlon Knight Jr. I played with him in 10U actually, so our chemistry is off the charts. I got Levon Owens, upcoming sophomore, Ty Pickney, upcoming sophomore. Jalen Hicks played last year. Unfortunately, got hurt at the beginning of the season. And got a great running back in Caden Jones. He'll be back this year better and stronger. Also, just throwing the ball around, making good reads, and just putting up points on the scoreboard.
And I'm Coach Cameron. I'm going to ask you, what do you like to do better, throw the ball or run the ball?
Oh, throw it. Yeah, I love to throw the ball.
That's after his own heart. But he knows he's got to run first. He learned that back when he was watching Bill Parcells and the Giants. You got to run first before you can throw it. So, all right. Help me, first name?
It's Jay Varner.
Jay Varner?
Jay Varner, yeah.
Jay Varner, okay. All right, offensive line, both of you. You guys can answer this question. You don't win unless you have a good offensive line, defensive line. You don't win games unless it starts in the trenches, and James can tell you about that. So tell us what's so special about Calvary's offensive and defensive line this year.
What I think is special about our line, there's a lot of things that come, when we listen to people talk, they might say Calvary doesn't have a line, Calvary doesn't do this, Calvary doesn't have that. But we know how we work this offseason coming into this season. So our line, we have me, John Swindell, we have Carson Dean, we have Bryson Terry, we have Lawson Bentley on the offensive line. And I feel like we're a solid group together. And I feel like this season we'll show everybody like we bonded together. We built the chemistry with everybody. We struggled together. We had good times together. So we feel like it all pay off. And on the D-line aspect, our line, a lot of people might have size and everything. I think it's our heart that what makes us who we are. Buddy Curry, it's like 5'8", 5'7", but man, he held it down last year. When we needed him to step up, he stepped up, and I feel like that's what made Calvary who we are. About who we, like our heart, like.
Yeah, I can add on to it. Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. But just to add on to it, I think the offense and defensive line, I think we're playing for each other. I think it's really just a brotherhood, and like we work together. We're gonna hurt together, but we're gonna win together. And we're gonna lose together, and I think that's just what separates us as an offense and defensive line. Yeah.
Swindell, you play on both sides, as does Jay. Do you prefer one side? Do you get more satisfaction playing on D or offense, or wherever?
Defense is fun, but I play everywhere. It's for the team. It's not for me. I enjoy both sides, though. Sir.
All right. So if you had to go, you're on defense, he's on offense. Who wins?
That's me, coach.
Any comeback, Jay?
No,
ones versus ones. I mean, it's a good battle.
That's my brother.
All right, Coach, take it over for legendary coach. And like I said with Danny Britt, and I'll say with Mark Stroud, I'm happy that my son got to play for both of them. What have you taken away from him? I mean, he's a low-key guy. I've never heard him raise his voice. Has he ever raised your voice to you guys? Never heard him raise. What have you taken away from Coach Stroud?
That, to be honest with you, I've definitely got into head coaching very young. Kind of learned on the fly a little bit, and he just kind of taught me, calming the chaos was kind of like his saying, and it kind of stuck with me. And these 2 years, coming off of being a head coach and now stepping back, I'm better prepared for the head coaching job at Calvary because of what I learned under Coach Stroud. He's 33 years in the game. He's another one. He's a way better individual than he'll ever be a coach. And he's helped me so much more as Jason Cameron, the person, than the coach any day.
Couldn't get a better compliment than that. Okay, last question for me. Like I asked Coach Glazier from Liberty County. You're allowed 10 games, 9 region games, and you're only allowed to play 1 non-region game. How do you handle that?
It's tough. Obviously, you want to kind of dictate your schedule a little bit, but I think it's a strong region that, week in and week out, you got to prepare, and you got to prepare for a good, well-coached football team. He's got a lot of really, really good coaches in our region. Our 1 non-region game is against the 2-time, 3-time state champion out of South Carolina, Oceanside, who just reloaded with some guys that have just come in. So, it's a tough schedule, and it's an exciting schedule. Some rivalries built into that schedule. And it's like I said, you got to show up each week and play your best football, or you'll get beat.
Okay. Other than that, Calvary Day School Cavaliers, give it up. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Yeah. Great job. I got to come watch you guys go one-on-one. My man. Always smile and keep that. That's a great. Yes, sir. I'll be watching. There you go. What do we do? Coach Rogers, right? Roberts. Coach threw me for a loop here, okay? But anyway, this program has been steadily improving since Coach Sherrod Freeman took over the realm. Great job, and has sent his offense coordinator, Coach Roberts. Why do I want to say Rogers? You guys can correct me. I mean, believe me, I'm not going to chew your head off. So, but anyway, he's the offense coordinator, and I'm excited about seeing what they're doing again this year. I mean, they've turned a lot of people's heads the last 2 years. And Coach Freeman, if you're watching, you're doing a great job there. But, you're only as good as your assistant. So we'll hand it over to Coach Roberts. There we go. I got it right. He was looking at the food already.
Absolutely. Questions? You want me to introduce the guys or what? All right, I'm Coach Roberts. I am the OC. I coach running backs, coach linebackers too, because everybody has to coach everything, and they have to play both sides of the ball. I have Zen Renteria. He's a senior. He's one of our guards and plays linebacker and defensive line. We're experimenting a little bit. And next, I have Corey Collier. He is a junior. He's our other guard and plays linebacker. and defensive line. He's part of that experiment as well. And then on the end, we have Andreas Buck McKinney. He's our all-state running back returning for his senior season. And he plays outside linebacker defensively. These guys have played a lot. You mentioned our semifinal run. Coach said they got beat by Prince Avenue. I can relate to that. We got beat by them as well, but great run that year. Corey was a freshman, so he didn't play as much, just a little bit. But Buck and Zane both were starters on that team. So they got a lot of experience in that. Saw a lot of leadership from those guys, those seniors who played a lot of football. And so they got to see the loss of that, the sort of lack, I'm going to be honest, the lack of senior leadership last year really hurt us. And so they're taking the reins and sort of running with it and understanding that the team has to be player-led, not coach-led. I mean, I'm getting old. I can't bring the energy like I used to, so the players have to do that. So that's the biggest thing I think that they're looking at going through this season.
I think McKinney's leading rusher yardage-wise in our area coming back. Can you describe Andreas's running style and what he brings to the offense?
Sure. I spent 3 years as a middle school coach. The third year, which was the COVID year, 2020, I was the head middle school coach and offensive coordinator. If anybody's thinking about doing that, don't. But I've coached him since the 6th grade. And so he's very, very, very tough. Don't let that small stature fool him. He is a dog, absolutely, on the field. He breaks tackles. He's got really good vision, and he just doesn't give up. He doesn't stop. Very, very tough runner. He's got explosive speed. He's not going to win the 200, but he's going to win the 20. I guarantee you that.
Defensive player. Which guy plays? Either one of you want to take?
Everybody plays everything, Coach.
Yeah, small school.
We'll talk about this. Zane, I think Zane was our MVP last year. He did not come off the field. We had a few guys, but the position that he's our guard. We're wing T. We're pulling the guards. They have to be able to move. Him and Corey are our two guards. And so they're playing linebacker. And our experiment is putting them down on the line of scrimmage, and we play two young guys, a freshman and sophomore, at linebacker, and we're smaller by doing that, but a lot faster. And so we're trying that, and I think that's going to work out. So they're very versatile. Corey's dad and older brother are coaches on our staff. He's very smart. All of these guys have played a lot of football, so that helps kind of being able to move guys around and try different things. Corey's a junior, and Andreas and Zane are seniors.
All right, let's go to help me out. Zane, okay. Last name?
Renteria.
Renteria, okay. All right, so you've been part of the program now for 3 years. You played middle school at Richmond. Bryan.
Yes, sir.
Tell us how you've seen the program growing with Coach Sherrod Freeman and the coaching staff.
I've definitely seen Coach Freeman take control of the team. I remember watching us in middle school. We honestly sucked in middle school. Our high school team, they weren't very good. I just remember seeing them get beat by like 40 each year. It was just horrible. And then coming into my freshman year, we found success with those juniors and those seniors taking leadership. And then the next year, obviously, we went to the Final Four. And Coach Freeman has done a really good job rebuilding the team.
Okay, you're being coached by your dad and your brother, and you've seen the turnaround. Okay, so talk about your experience playing for your dad, playing for your brother, of course, playing for Bryan County. Now that, from what I hear, it's a lot of excitement on Friday nights. You pack the stadiums. Tell us about that.
Playing for my dad and brother are definitely interesting experiences, of course, because as a coach's kid, you have to work twice as hard as everybody else because if you're on the field, it's always going to be he's a coach's kid. Of course, he's on the field, right? My brother, he's very young. He brings a lot of energy, sometimes crazy. I mean, all that. But when we moved down here, we just started building our program, right? We had that 3-win season, and then we had that breakout season that we had Final Four. And I mean, just stepping into high school and watching those older guys lead the team, it inspired me as a freshman to work harder, you know, and help build this program. And I mean, Coach Freeman is doing an amazing job. I mean, he always says that we hold our hat to defense, which is what we do. We love defense. We play hard. We play physical. That's just what we are. We're a defensive team. And that's about it.
Coach Adams, he's the defense coordinator, right?
Oh, yes, sir.
What does he bring to that defense?
Coach Adams brings the intelligence. I mean, everything. Game planning, telling us what to do. I mean, he's just there. He knows football. I mean, he's all around it. And he always tells us, fly around, fly around, fly around. You know, that's what we strive for. And, I mean, when practice, we're not flying around. You don't want to see him angry, you know? We go run, right? But, I mean, Coach Adams, he's just a great defensive coordinator for us.
Pass it down the road. So Andreas, right? Andreas, I got it right? Okay, I didn't mess up that name, okay? If I really don't do this, I don't pick players to watch or your top 5 running backs, but in my book, you would be one of them. I mean, I've watched you now for 2 years, exceptional and doing what you do. And I know the game was cut short last year. I got to watch you against Savannah High. What makes your running talent or your running ability so special? What do people need to know about what you do on that field?
My offensive line, they block for me. My vision, speed, all that. Oh, speed, yeah.
Loud.
Oh, my offensive line, speed, and yeah, the speed.
You're a senior now, so watching the program change, what has that meant to you?
It's crazy. It went by fast. Yeah.
Okay. And you're not All-State, right?
Yes.
All-State?
Yes, sir.
How does that award or that being named All-State mean to you? What does that mean to you?
It's okay. It means all right. Yes, sir.
Just go with the flow, right? Any special goal this year? Last year, over 1,300 yards. Any special goal?
You gonna try to do the same thing again, if it's the Lord's will. Yes, sir.
Okay.
One more, Coach.
I want to say something about Andreas. I called him Buck. I nicknamed him Buck in the 6th grade because he could run like a deer. And you see him with his headphones on a lot. He's listening to gospel music 100% of the time. Sometimes we get to going in that weight room and we're playing something, Corey's playlist is probably 90s rock. And Andreas will say, Coach, can I wear my headphones? And he's going to be listening to gospel music. That's just the kind of guy he is. He's soft-spoken. He is not soft playing, though.
Looks like your QB Lanier graduated. Who do you got behind center this year?
Great question. We have another senior, Jabravion Collins, who has been off and on a quarterback since middle school. We are also breaking in a freshman, Jamarion Cozy, and he got most of the reps last night. We are a better football team if Jabravion is in the backfield with Andreas, or at least us rotating them. And if the 9th grader can sort of take the reins, and we're not asking them to sit back in 5 wide and pick apart a defense, but if he can run our offense, we will be a better football team with Jabravion away from the out from under center. So,
and he's like a DB and also kind of a wing type guy.
Well, he another very versatile player who's played a lot of football. He's a 4-year starter. We have moved him in the box, so he is an outside linebacker now. He is a wing running back mostly, and we finished last night with him and Buck in the game together. So we can do that, but we like to kind of alternate them and give them rest that way because they're both playing defense as well. So
Okay,
yes, sir.
thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's hear from Bryan County Redskins. Appreciate it. Hey, always a pleasure.
All right, up next from the Palace and the Pines in Springfield. Oh, wait, we got to get your picture. How's it going? Fill in the seats. Okay, like I said, out of Springfield, Georgia, Palace and the Pines, great little community, great place to play football, and of course, having a lot of success with the young man that's taken over the helm now. 4 years? See, I've been keeping track of you, Coach. Okay, he's been up there 4 years, and Coach John Ford does a great job with the Effingham County High School Rebels. So let's see what he has to say about the 2025 season. Coach, introduce you guys and do your thing.
First and foremost, Carl, I want to thank you for calling me a young man. I am not a young man, but I really appreciate you saying that. Hey, I appreciate you. I'm an old soul, and I even feel older than I look. So much appreciated. But no, glory to God. First and foremost, I want to say that on behalf of Dr. Ford, our superintendent, Principal Greg Maynor, Jake Darling, athletic director, and our board, I am humbled and honored to represent an awesome school, an awesome group of young men up here in the Effingham County football team. To my right immediately is Dymere Hicks, number 2, defensive back who can also be an elite running back. Tucker Perkins, quarterback, threw for 3,000 yards and 36 touchdowns last year. Is one of the top returning quarterbacks in the state of Georgia. Talmafite Roy Quarterman, that small guy down there, is an offensive lineman. He will be a 3-year starter for us at left tackle. First and foremost, these are 3 great young men, and they represent a group of great young men. We have an awesome locker room full of great players, great coaches, hardworking young men, hardworking coaches who love football, who love each other, who have worked extremely hard this offseason to really take our program to another level. And that's kind of one of our goals is that all 3 of these young men have won region championships or won a region championship. They have been to the playoffs every year of their high school career, and they're doing things at Effingham County to raise the bar. And we are trying to outwork yesterday. We're trying to work harder today than we did yesterday. Yesterday's good as today's not good enough. Yesterday's fast as today's slow. We are working to elevate Effingham. We are working to take it to another level. We do this by embracing hard things, by embracing discomfort, by embracing a process and a struggle that will make us better on the other end. We have a tough opening schedule. We play Wayne County in a scrimmage this Thursday in Jessup. Always a tough place to play against a well-coached athletic team. Then we will play Houston County August 22nd at the Palace in the Pines, New Hampstead at Pooler Stadium, and then our region opener will be at Brunswick. So I know Coach Britt from BC was up here, and I know they probably take the cake for the hardest schedule, especially before Labor Day. But I would put us right behind them in terms of difficulty of schedule. But we like it that way. We do not seek easy. We do not seek comfort. We are not looking for easy games. We are looking to be tested early. We are looking for struggle. We are looking to put ourselves in situations where we have to strain and come together. And the intangibles have to be greater than the tangibles because you're playing teams that have talent, have great coaches, have great players. So there has to be something that separates you at the end of 48 minutes for those guys. So like I said, just honored, excited about the work these guys have put in, grateful to be up here with each of them. I do not take this for granted. Carl, you guys put on a great event. Optim Orthopedics gives us, I've been a head coach for 11 years now. I've been in coaching for 20 years. I've got more sand in the bottom of my hourglass than I do the top, I think, probably. And we've got a great trainer in Caitlin Helmy, and I want to give her a shout out here. And just excited about this football season and doing it in Southeast Georgia where there's nowhere better.
Okay, Coach, last year the passing attack was something special. I think you had like 4 or 5 guys with at least 400 yards receiving. Graduated some of those. So who's going to kind of take Will it be by committee again, or will maybe Travis be the main guy?
We've got 5 or 6 guys that have worked extremely hard this offseason in terms of, filling in for a Ryan Wells and a Jaquaz Q. King and a Lamar Roberts. And Travis is certainly the statistical leading receiver coming back for us. And he's just a dynamic player, explosive and fast. But you look on the outside and you've got Jannard Albright. You've got Isaiah Zeke Brown, who's a 28 kid who's 6'4", 190 and played varsity basketball last year and can Isaiah Zeke Brown. You've got Noah Reese, who played a lot last year. You've got Malik Letman, who has really worked hard to get into the mix. And so we don't have as many. Last year we could kind of roll 8 receivers every Friday night. We've got a smaller group, but I think it's kind of delineated jobs and delineated roles in a more efficient fashion. And one thing that you've got to remember is we throw to our backs a lot too. I mean, I asked Tucker, it's not easy playing quarterback for us. But he embraces and does a good job. We do a lot of 5-out full field progression reads. We put the back out a lot, and he does a great job throwing to Jameer Doe Davis and Mauricio Jr. McKenzie. So they catch a lot of balls too. So and they're going to keep doing that.
Doe Davis is going to be a junior. I think he ran for almost 900. And tell us about what kind of role he'll be in the offense this year.
Yeah, we're going to get him the ball. He's really, really good. And I'm not real smart, but I'm smart enough to get guys that are talented like him the ball. And great running back depth chart. I mean, Jameer, Mauricio, Damir right here, a sophomore named Jordan Midell, who's very, very talented. We feel good about our top 4 running backs. And, Jameer had about 800 yards rushing and just under 400 yards receiving and about 12 or 13 touchdowns last year. So his impact can't be understated.
And this kid Albright, did he play for you last year, or was he on the team? Or?
He was on the team. He was ineligible due to the migratory status, but he's obviously a talented young man, and he played at Ebenezer, and he's back with us, and we're excited about having him.
He's got a ton of offers that have been coming up. Is he playing strong safety for you and a little bit of offense? And can you tell us about his style?
Yeah, him and Damir kind of manned the back end, and when I was at Roswell in 2015, we had 2 safeties named Marcelino McCurry Ball and Xavier McKinney, who both play in the NFL right now, one on the Jets, one on the Packers. And these 2 remind me of that, to where you could say strong or free, but they're both really, really good. They're both really talented against the run and pass. You can spin both into the box if you want to be physical in the run game. You can put both on the hash and play quarters or cover 2. You can match it. You can play cover 6. You can do a lot of different things there. You can roll one down and play single high man free, and they're athletic enough to run with slots and cover backs out of the backfield. So it gives us a lot of versatility, and we're excited about both of them. And obviously as part of the greater defensive package.
John, you open up with a bye week. It's kind of unusual for the very first week to be a bye week. Does that hurt the way things go? Or?
No, I don't think so. And with reclassification, the way it is every couple of years, sometimes it's like putting a puzzle piece together that's dynamic and active. It's not static. It's scheduling as who's got a game, who needs a game, when do they need a game? Do you need home? Do you need away? Some schools share stadiums, so they can only do home games on certain days. Houston County shares a stadium with veterans, so they could only do a home game last year because veterans needed a home date this year on that weekend. And so it just we wanted a challenging opponent and playing those guys on the week of the 22nd this year. I think it was the 21st last year was kind of the best way to do it. And then New Hampstead had a game. So, 2 games and then a bye week before region play. That's great. Or a bye week, 2 games, and then jump right into region play. Still get a bye week later in the season. So, you know what, we'll play them who we play them. And, we'll 4 quarters, ask for no quarter, give none.
I think Houston County opens with a game, right? And
yeah, Houston County opens.
Their second game.
Yeah, it'll be their second game. And they play Brookwood in the Corky Kell. So they'll certainly be battle tested. Brookwood, great school, my alma mater, luminaries come from there. And, but they'll be battle tested and they'll be a great home opener for us. And, as we get ready we've got some stadium upgrades on the way and facilities that'll be closer to finish there. And we're really, really excited about that as we open up the biggest weight room, one of the biggest weight rooms in the state of Georgia. And, some of the new enhancements to the stadium are going to be awesome. And we're excited about having a great opponent come down and, put some eyes on the Palace and the Pines, as Coach Damasi articulately called it.
What are you looking forward to seeing in the scrimmage against Wayne County?
I want to see us play physical. I want to see us play fast. obviously, game plan and all that stuff. All that stuff. Yeah, you do it, but at the same time, it's the how is greater than the what. What we call isn't as important as how these guys execute it. Do they play together? Do they play tough? Do they play with great pad level? Do they roll off the ball? Defensively, do we get our eyes in the right spot? Do we get the call? Do we communicate? Are we a talkative defense? Do we get off? They're going to block us. Do we get off a block and run to the ball? And if we play hard for, it's not 48 minutes, it's 36 minutes, and then the young kids come in the fourth. So do we play hard for 36 minutes, and do we prepare ourselves for what we're going to need to do in 2 weeks?
Any positions are like 50-50, and this will be the determining factor for starter or second,
Shoot, you could say all of them. Absolutely. Yeah, nothing's guaranteed. You got to kill what you eat and eat what you kill. So, yeah, there's nothing that's given. There's nothing that's anybody's entitled to except what you earn. And so, obviously we feel good about some spots, but you still got to do it in a game. Some guys that have worked hard and done it on the practice field. All right, go perform under the lights.
I had a question for Tucker. Last year, you kind of came out of nowhere. First year as a starter. Yeah. But were you expecting to put up the numbers that you did, or was there a game where you kind of said, okay, I'm in this spot now?
Well, against Helps County, we came out swinging. So we have a high expectation, and I just provided. Well, yeah, we can obviously throw for more. Just keep doing what we're doing, and we'll go pretty far.
What do you like so much about that offense?
A lot of passing. Love throwing the ball, but we're mixing a run a good bit, so we're not just a passing offense.
What about the guys in front of you? You got a new group this year, same group?
We're at the receiver position.
Offensive line.
Oh, well, yeah.
I don't care about the wide receivers and the running backs. You got to have somebody in front of you.
Yeah, we got a couple returning guys. Roy, Landon Ringalata, Darnell Washington, and then we got two new guys, Peyton Stafford and Will Walente. Yeah, but they're pretty good up front.
Okay, and receiving corps, what's so special about those guys?
Fast. They want to catch the ball, and they're athletes.
All right, Jameer, right?
Damir.
Sorry. So tell us about, the defense. Like Coach said, you're in the defensive backfield. Will he run the ball? So if he gets a turnover, we'll get the ball. Tell us about the defense, hands defense.
Yes, sir. I'm confident about our defense. Real physical, fast, but key thing about us is our mentality. Just stay tough. Yes, sir.
Which one you got to play? Defense or offense?
Defense for sure.
Yeah, to bring the wood instead of get the wood.
Yes, sir.
It's down to lineman. Okay, so tell us what's so special about Effingham County's offensive line.
What's special to us is we're really close. So it's just I trust my teammates, I trust the O-line. And we hold each other accountable after every practice, after every mistake. So we always look to improve.
You're at the passing and block the run.
Block for the run.
Block the run. It's a little easier.
Yes, sir, but I also like pancake. It's easier to pancake.
Most people want that for pancake.
They give stickers.
That's the way to go, okay? Now, on the defense side of the ball, do you get any defensive time?
I've been trying to. I've been just working to improve my speed and explosiveness, but not a lot of reps on in game and in scrimmages.
Go against the defensive lines a lot?
No, sir.
No? Okay. So talk about the defensive line that you got to try to block in practice.
We have a really good edge rusher, Landon Carter. Really good technique, really fast off the ball. Plays with a lot of aggression. Marshawn Moreau, first year starting. Has a lot to prove. Really underrated. And he's really strong. Our nose guard is Holden Lovett, and he's just a dog. He's just someone that's just gonna get out the mud and really just work hard.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Effingham County Rebels, give it up. That's it. want to move it up to that? No, but that's a great idea. I mean,
Okay, got to introduce this coach. He's been here now, what, 11 years already? You just got here yesterday, didn't you? No, you didn't. You definitely are on right. But anyway, they play in probably one of the toughest or the toughest region here in the state in Class 6A Region 1 and perennial powerhouses. But the Wildcats hold their own. They're not afraid to mix it up with you. And, and they always got a good shot at bringing home that W. And something special this year is they're going to have a new home, finally, Turf Field, right?
That's only a small portion of what's going to be there.
But we'll let him tell you about it. So right now, Richmond Hill High School Wildcats, Coach Matt Lazat. Seems like he's been here only a day, but it's been 11 now.
Appreciate it, Carl. Thank you for having us, man. I tell you what, we're really excited about we are getting into a new facility, okay? I'm told it's the largest high school ever built in the state of Georgia from start to finish. There's no stone that went unturned with it. Our stadium is going to be the best stadium in South Georgia. Our campus is the best campus in South Georgia. It offers everything that you want for a high school student. Carl, and this is the thing about it. Like our school is just different, right? Like we're built different. For public school educators, our CCRPI, we're an A school, which is very hard to attend. That means we're top 10, guaranteed top 10% of a high school in the nation. We're probably top 3%, top 4% in the state. One of the top school systems in the state. Our students, and these guys, I was just telling them some of these stats. Our students average an 1100 on the SAT. We have a 97% graduation rate. We've won 2 out of the last 5 years. We've won the UGA Directors Cup. And for those that don't know what that is, that's at the end of a freshman year, if you a minimum of 10 students at UGA, we had the highest GPA. And so we're preparing kids to be successful, not just these guys in their senior year of playing ball. It's about life afterwards. We started off, you mentioned the region, in the Region Directors Cup. The first year we lost by 2 points, came in second place. Second year we won by 2 points. This past year, the Region's Director Cup, we won by 16 points. And so, when you talk about doing great things and making things happen, and our motto, build the hill, that's exactly what we're doing. And we do it because we have adults that care in the school building and kids that are connected. These kids up here, they do a lot of different things during the school day, involved in a lot of different aspects, and can't wait to show it off. Everything from our driveway to our cafeterias to our theater to band rooms to everything. The investment our school system has put into our students has been phenomenal. And we're looking ready to get, we're going to hammer away Tuesday night in our stadium for the first time. And so we're really excited about that. All right, I'll introduce these guys. I have offensive lineman Connor Peltier, senior. All three these guys are seniors, terrific players for us. Amir Miller is a running back, and Walter Pugh, who plays safety for us, does a lot of punting and kicking. And these guys are tremendous ball players. They've really developed over the last 4 years in our program as they entered in as middle schoolers, man, out there on that field running and getting some times. And they've really shown their leadership. We've had a scrimmage last night against Jenkins, and it was amazing to see the connection that our seniors have with our freshmen. When those guys were out there playing, these guys were on the sideline cheering for them, calling them by name. We have a true family atmosphere at Richmond Hill to go along with all those other fantastic things that we do on our campus. And so very, very blessed to coach these guys, to have guys like this on our roster. And they're the ones that give us a fighting chance.
So you lost your two main running backs to graduation, but Miller here coming in, he's already got a couple offers, I guess.
Yeah.
And with not, I mean, I guess he had a lot of experience last year.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about Amir's running style and what to expect from him this year?
Well, I tell you, I think Amir may have been our starting running back last year. He had an injury early in the season, shoulder injury, and then Josh Troop played really well, and it was hard to take him off the field. And Amir was able to go in and contribute and brings a lot to the table. He's a little more diverse running back than Josh was. Josh was a downhill back that could get on you and he could bust it wide open. Amir can do that also, but he's a tremendous receiver out of the backfield. Hangs his hat on being very good at pass protection. And so with kind of a paradigm shift with what our personnel is, he fills a lot of voids that we've had.
And who do you got at QB? Have you decided on your starter yet?
Yeah, Gunnar Mobley is going to be our starting quarterback. He's had a tremendous offseason. These guys will tell you, man, that dude's confident. He's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the area, one of the best quarterbacks in the region, if he can stay true to his preparation and his dedication to continuing to grow. That's how much he's grown in the last few months. Coach Joe Scott, our offensive coordinator, he does our quarterbacks, has taken these guys through a schooling process of really developing these guys. And we set a premium on that development. I've said it a few different times up here, whether it be talking about our school building, developing kids for success, us developing these kids, and they just buy into it. They show up and they get after it, and allows us to do a lot of and be really creative with what we do offensively and defensively.
Their style behind center.
He can do it all.
Yeah.
He can do it all. He's a 21 mile an hour running guy. He's tremendous. I mean, he threw the ball last night about as well as I've seen a quarterback throw the ball live in a long time. I mean, just completing deep balls, intermediate passes, short passes. Everything was extremely accurate. I don't know what his final stats were, but I do know that when I left last night, I was excited about the amount of growth that's about to take place here in the next few weeks before we open up with Glenn Academy.
And I know you also graduated a lot of talent on that offensive line with all five were seniors.
All five were seniors.
So who you got, I guess?
So Connor's a rising senior, but Connor played a vital role in that also. He and Blake Whitaker also are two guys that really got a lot of playing time last year. They got a lot of experience, but they got a lot of experience being with those guys, which is just as vital as being out there on the field, being and seeing the business approach, with Thomas Zimbalati playing college ball and being able to give feedback, the demands and whatnot. It's just these guys have really grown up and really grown to become really good high school football players. Okay. We're a little more agile up front. I say, we've been able to shove around last couple of years. But these guys up front move a lot better than we've been able to move the past couple of years. And so, we have offensive and defensive systems, but everything is geared around the players that we have. And so we're not going to ask them to line up and do inside drill for 4 quarters like those guys were prepared to do last year. It's going to be a little bit different with pass setting and screen game and things of that nature.
What about a receiver? Anybody to watch there?
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them. Man, yeah, listen, they're up here naming guys. I'm telling you, like we were 6 deep at receiver, and every single one. I think they might have all had catches last night. I mean, it was tremendous. As far as our varsity rotation goes, Marquise Muhammad, Eli Grant, Nick Swain had a long touchdown catch. Nick Cameron, DJ Porter's going to play a little running back, a little receiver. We just who am I missing? Am I missing? But I mean, these guys, they just make plays. And once the ball gets in their hands, Coach Scott's really creative of how to get the ball in our playmakers' hands. And I tell you, Coach Fick has done a great job with working with those guys about the fundamentals and basic philosophies of, sometimes a lot of folks have receivers where you say, hey, just go run. We're going to throw you the ball. We don't play against guys where you can just go run fast and catch a football. There has to be some technique behind it. Everything that we have to be technically sound in everything that we do. And so being able to lean on and release being able to take proper footwork and releases off the line of scrimmage and position your body to be able to make a play is vital to our success. And those guys have really mastered the art.
What about on defense? I know you lost a couple players playing college ball now. Who will be the leaders on that side of the ball?
Well, we've got Walter and Cannon Carrilla is another one of our safeties. He's a nickel. They're two guys that return off of that last year's team that are our leaders. We replaced a lot of guys, but our defensive line is much more improved from last year. Our linebacking core, we lost two really good ones that have played a lot of ball. But again, it goes back to what I said about the offensive line. They've really set what the expectation looks like. And we've got a couple guys that have learned underneath those guys to be able to do it. Mike Brown reached out a year ago, and I think we had like 22 guys playing college football. I think we were the most in the area. Maybe he sent it to me, and I think we added 7 or 8 last year. And so, it's awesome to see these guys pursue playing college football. It's awesome to see these guys willing to sacrifice to play college football, because what's going to happen is when guys like Lee Johnson and Gabe Bauman, they come back and Caleb Easterling, they come back and they talk to these guys and they tell them, about the demands and knickknacks and tell them about the preparation. It's nice to see that they're not doing anything different than what we do at Richmond Hill. Their college practices might not even be as difficult as our practices at Richmond Hill. And it's awesome to hear those guys come back and say that, because we're preparing them to be able to go play at the next level.
Okay, Connie. Okay, you're replacing, you got a lot of experience. You're replacing 5 starters on the offensive line. So what's the group, this year's group's feeling about being the group now? And, I've said it all morning long, we win the game in the trenches, and Coach can tell you that. So tell us how you guys feel coming in and taking all those spots now.
Me and my buddy Blake, we've been playing together since almost rec ball, and we all feel really good. We got 3 young guys, and we all watched the 5 guys ahead of us. It sucks to see them go, but they really set the standard, and we all want to set that standard and go above it.
Yeah, right? Okay, you got hurt early, right? That's what you said, Coach? You started out as running back, got hurt early, but now it's going to be your turn this year. Like Dennis from the Savannah Country said, Dennis Knight, you lost 2 running backs. So what's your outlook and what's been the recovery process for you to get back to be that man that's going to run the ball for the Wildcats?
Just a bunch of rehab, strength training, just a bunch of lifting, just easing back into it, getting back into the process of being the guy.
Okay, any special trainer that you got, inside, outside, north, south, east, west?
Oh, you talking about like my play style? Yeah, I think I'm a pretty balanced back. I can receive pretty well. I got great vision. I think I can read the blocks pretty well. I got top end speed, like in the open field, I can make a guy miss. So yeah, I think.
You threw the ball a lot to the running backs out of the backfield. Well, yes, and it'll be more this year. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Of course, and we gonna be in empty. I'm gonna get a bunch of receiver reps too. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Nice. Okay, Walter, right? Baseball player too, right?
Track.
Track.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What do you do with track?
I jump.
I know the name.
I just run and I do jump. I jump as well.
Okay. Just run and jump. So you're on the defense side of the ball.
Yes, sir.
Safety, okay. So tell us how you guys see the defense this year. And like we heard, guys graduated. What does the defense look like for you guys? Walter Pugh, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we graduated a lot of guys, but like these younger guys, they just absorb information. They can play multiple positions, and like they just love to play football. And I just remember like how the seniors treated me when I was coming up. So I'm just trying to be that person for those guys. So.
Anybody else? Well, I can't wait to see the new stadium. I got the privilege of calling the game on WSAB, so I got to see what this college ball looks like. Thanks for coming in. Great job. Thanks for being patient. Always build that hill.
Build the hill.
Good job, man.
Thank you. You're still a kid to me, buddy. Listen, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I can't believe how big they are. I'll tell you what, they come to All right, 2 more teams to go, and I know that's the way the lottery came out. But this team's been waiting since the beginning of the show today, and I got to give them a lot of credit for hanging in there. But I've said this many years since I've been coaching football and watching football here. Savannah Country Day is the little team that can, and I mean, you don't think when they get to the game that they're small in stature, size, and numbers, but I'm telling you right now, pound for pound, they're going to give you a game, and it's always fun watching Country Day play. And new head coach, been on the staff how long? 5th year on staff, but he has a little football in him. So broke my heart one year, but we won't get into that. But he does a great job. I'm excited to see what he does. This is your first year as a head coach, right? Excited to see what he does. A lot of football experience. And that's Joey Blackmore. And once again, Savannah Country Day Hornets.
Well, first off, thank Carl and Optim for putting this on and giving all these athletes a great platform. I'm going to shake it up a little bit. I'm going to introduce them, and I'm going to let them talk about the program and their goals and everything like that. To my right, wearing the number 5 is Hayes Beaver. He gets the opportunity to represent Stu Slide Jr. We announced that on Wednesday. It was a really special deal for us. Hayes will be a senior. He's a fullback. He is a linebacker. He's our Mike, and he's as good of a leader as you can ask for. To his right is Boone Wiesner. He is our tight end. He is a linebacker. He'll potentially play a little bit of D-line for us as well. Again, same with Hayes. When your best players are your best leaders, you got a pretty good culture, and they're awesome. And then on the far right, 27 is Thomas Holland. He'll be running back for us. He'll also play linebacker. So we got 3 linebackers here, and he is a junior. So he's really looking to make some splash. So I'll let Hayes kind of talk about his goals and his expectations for the year.
Yeah, so I mean, it's no secret at this point, our team's faced a lot of adversity. But the thing that people don't talk about is, the way we came through that, Coach Blackmore's here, he's voiced it to everyone. He's got young kids, Tommy and Lennon, how are 4 and 6? 4 and 6 years old. He's looking to graduate them out. And we're building a family this year. And the adversity that we faced as players has just simply brought us closer as a family. So, I mean, when we're breaking it down at the end of practice, it really means something. But yeah, I mean, we graduated impeccable players. We had 8 of 9, I believe, go play collegiate sports. And it's a rebuild year. We have young guys. You see it. We're smaller up front, but the grit and the work ethic that this team has this year is unmatched. We've had countless practices where, I mean, we're down to the last minute, fighting for those last plays before we get wet bowl because, I mean, fall camp, it's no joke. So, I mean, we're really just going after it, every single play because we know that it matters. And, the steps that we're taking to build this program and, get it back on its feet where we're a respectable team and people fear us when they have us on our schedule is, something that we're really striving for this year. And, that starts with the players. We have great leaders. You see us 3 standing here or sitting here today. I mean, we have 3 linebackers here. What we want to strive for as a team is physicality. There's a reason that all 3 of us we're going to play both ways. We're going to hit you in the mouth, and we're commanding respect when we get on that field every snap. And I mean, this season it's going to be different, but we all know that, and we know that we're going to work 10 times harder to achieve the goals that we have. Whether we had a coach here for 30 years or we have a first-year head coach who brings a lot of experience. Our defensive coordinator, Coach Model, and Coach Blackmore are family. I mean, the idea of, a family aspect as a team, it doesn't get any closer. Countless hours in the office with them, seeing, fitting up film, scheming teams. I think that, I'll have something fitted up against Coach Blackmore's offense and Coach Model's chiming in, acting like,
he's seen it a million times. And I mean, it's the first time he's ever seen a look like that. And they're just on the same page that, you know, when we're sitting there and I'm asking questions, it doesn't matter who I'm asking. They know the answer. So, I mean, we have the resources to be great this year. I'm going to pass it on to Boone. I'm sure he has a lot to say as well, but I mean, we are really a peer-led, a player-led team this year. And, you know, I believe that's what we need to be great and to, you know, flip this program on its head.
Yeah, just to kind of piggyback off what Hayes said, like, I think our team, like, is very, very player-led, and that's partly or mostly to do because, you know, we've had a lot of coaches turnover. But I think it's good that, you know, I played fullback freshman year, and Coach Blackmore was my offensive coordinator. So we've had a long relationship, and that's good compared to, you know, other coaches who have come in and it's just, you know, it's the first time meeting them in late May. So from that aspect, it's a lot better. But I think we're a player-led team, and we have a lot of, you know, player unity because of that struggle. Like we in the winter, you know, we have player run workouts because we literally didn't have a coach. So, you know, I think that in a lot of ways has helped us get closer to each other and kind of build that chemistry over time. Especially the senior and junior class have, you know, because we've gone through that, and I think that's been a really good thing to come out of this.
We have like really good leaders with Hayes and Boone. Anytime a practice doesn't have the energy, we have those two like get a huddle and start yelling at people and getting energy up. And I think we'll be a little undersized this year with the O-line, but they're really fast and they're not scared. They'll hit you real hard. And yeah, so I think we'll have really good leaders, and that's about it.
And let me just say, you know, Thomas has had leaps and bounds from last year. You know, coming as a sophomore, you know, you'll see the field a little bit, and Thomas did. He had a huge impact for the time that he was on the field. He was a backup. He was my backup. Tyler Scott, you know, he could fit both. He could play the mic and the will. He knew that. And, you know, having him as a starter now, you know, we expect a lot out of him, but, you know, we also know that he's going to deliver. But, you know, as a junior, he's finding his way in a leadership role as well. I mean, he's a lead by example kid. And I know he won't say that because he's a man of few words, but, you know, you see him on the field and he's a run through your face guy. Just to make sure that, you know, people know he's coming for you. So, yeah.
Quick, I know you've been picking up a lot of offers. How many do you have on the table now?
I currently have 9 official offers. You know, very high academic schools. You know, I'm blessed for it. You know, as a kid who, you know, has aspirations of, you know, playing at the next level. It's a stressful time. But I'm truly blessed that, you know, this last couple months have really turned around and it really came my way. But
being able to wear number 5 in Stu's Sly's memory, what did that mean to you to be awarded that?
Yeah, I was hoping you'd ask that question. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a guy who prides himself by, you know, the titles that other people give me, and I'd say that's kind of the identity of our team. You know, we don't need anybody to believe in us as a team, but, you know, this is an award that I mean, I'm taking seriously and I'm accepting. You know, people see it. It's an awesome award. Truly, I'm so blessed to have been given this by Stu Sly Sr. and, you know, our coaching staff. But it's also a challenge. I'm taking it as a challenge to better myself and better the people around me by, you know, doing my best to fill Stu's giant shoes. You know, there was only one Stu. They're like, you know, not a lot of people know about, you know, obviously he was an impeccable athlete, but he was a phenomenal person as well. You know, just as a student, he was just like, and obviously, you know, a lot of us didn't have a personal connection with him. But, you know, his legacy lives on, and, you know, I'm going to do the best that I can to try and continue that. And I just want to make sure that people know that there never will be another Stu. That's not something that someone can do, but his impact definitely lives in the locker room with us.
Okay, Coach, I know you had a transfer with Treywick coming over. It look like he's going to be the starter quarterback?
Yeah, Devin right now, he's been taking all the reps as the one. He's very, very impactful, and we're very excited to have him here.
How would you describe he got in against you guys last year, and
Right.
I thought his first couple of passes did a pretty good job. What does he bring to the table, and what's his style?
He's quiet. He's pretty imposing in his stature and his demeanor. His work ethic kind of speaks for itself. He's got a great arm and he can run. He's kind of what you're looking for in any high school kind of college type athlete, where he can be a true dual threat. We're gonna have some QB run game in. We have to do some read stuff, and that's all really in his wheelhouse with what he was asked to do last year.
And there's a sophomore named Bean.
Peyton Bean.
He's a receiver, DB type.
Yeah. So he's playing wide receiver right now at our X spot and also free safety. So he'll be, just for the majority of our team will be two-way players. It's just kind of balancing when and who is on the field at the right time and making sure the backups are ready. But yeah, we're going to be, truly developing program. They'll be 6-2, even though they should never come off the field, but we're going to move the program forward.
Okay. Anybody who might be a surprise that we don't know about?
Yeah, Thomas Holland. I don't think
Holland?
that's why we invited him here. He is having an incredible summer and fall. He has earned everything, and right now he's one of those positions where we're okay. Where do we take him off the field and win, and how do we give him a break?
Soccer player, right? Like your bro?
Yeah, that's the rumor. Yeah.
It seems like a lot of the kids at Country Day are multi-sport athletes. So
Yeah, we need it. We're not the biggest school as far as our numbers, but we really encourage it. I was a 3-sport athlete. Football was my worst sport in high school. And end up playing D1 football and making a career out of it. So had I quit football or just been a 2-sport athlete, then things would be drastically different. So I'm a huge believer in 3-sport athletes. GHSA does not make it easy with the overlap in the school calendar, but at minimum 2 sports, we encourage. We didn't have one football player that didn't play a spring sport. And that was a big push by myself and our athletic director. So
who didn't play a spring sport, you said?
Did not play a spring sport, yeah.
Okay, that's all I got. Got anything more, Coach?
Yeah, over to Boone, you mentioned that, seeing these different coaches. How did it make you guys feel when you found that Coach Blackmore was going to be the head coach? Because he's been with you since middle school. How did it make you guys feel?
Yeah, so honestly, I was very relieved and I have great respect for Coach Batten, and it was great having him as a coach. But, he came in late, and I guess he came in May, I think, or April of last year. So, that was tough to get like a whole new scheme, all new coaches, and having, knowing that Coach Blackmore, having a relationship with him and knowing that he was going to come in and we would be fine. Like, I knew what the scheme was going to be. I'd run it freshman year. It came back to me really quick. So that was really relieving. Yes, sir.
Over to Thomas. So you're the youngster in the group, and how many brothers have gone through, or how many Hollands have gone through Country Day?
I have one older brother who just graduated this past year, and I have a younger brother in 5th grade, I think.
Brother played football too, right?
Yeah, and he's going on to Case Western to play running back. So
Nice. Okay,
yeah.
so how do you fill his shoes?
It's going to be hard, but I'm going to try and do like a similar run style as he did, like be more elusive since I'm not like the biggest person, but I'm just going to try and use my speed to my advantage and weave around defenders.
Okay, and you're a soccer player too.
What
Yes, sir.
position you play in soccer? Are you midfielder?
Center back.
Okay.
Defensive.
Yes, sir.
So what do you want to play on in football, defense or offense?
I have no idea. I like both of them.
Wherever coach puts you, right?
Yes, sir.
Call you Spider-Man?
No, they don't. No.
Why, you might just find Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. Okay, there we go. And my last question is, of course, for Hayes. Offense, defense, you're all over the field. What do you prefer? Running the ball or on the defensive side of the ball, bringing the smack?
I mean, I'd say it's pretty common throughout our team that, you know, we're physical people. I mean, regardless, I think that, you know, from a tight end fullback perspective or a linebacker perspective, I think, you know, Boone and I both play similar positions. We really just want to run through your face. That's really the goal, is to set the tone, whether that be on either side. My love is that linebacker, but, you know, we've been having a lot of fun lead blocking this year. So, I mean, you know, set the tone early. That's the goal.
Because you can get it from the back.
I mean, it's expected. So, I mean, it's not really praised as much because, you know, it's expected. I mean.
I know you're very, you just said, you know, you work sport in high school, it's football. When you go on to play for North Dakota, which is well known, and from what I've read and researched and what articles have been written, you don't want to bring the snack also either. So you passing it on to these guys?
Yeah, it's easy to coach them. I mean, we are a physical team. I mean, truly, even though we don't have the numbers or the size. I mean, we'd have to reel them back more times than we have to encourage them to be physical, just from a safety standpoint. But yes, we're attempting to do some of that North Dakota State stuff. Defensively, it's not an attempt; it's the exact. And then offensively, you know, it's the same terminology and everything. It's the only thing I really know. So, yeah.
You don't have a Fargo going, so I don't know what you're going to do.
No, that's okay. We like it. I like the humidity. It helps the knees a little bit. Yeah.
These guys don't know what the cold weather's like, and you're finding out what the heat's like.
Yeah, we love the heat. Yeah, they don't ever want to know what minus 70 degrees feels like. So, yeah.
Anybody else?
Thank you again.
Good job, fellas. No, thank you. Always a pleasure, sir. You deserve it.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. So
All right, last but not least, and like I've been saying all day long, all morning long, I'll make it quick. The way the lineup came out is I put the names in a spinner, and I got it to prove it because I saved it, because sometimes coaches give you a hard time. And it just so happens they started first 2 years ago or 3 years ago. When was your first year? 2 years ago, they started first because you had a commitment, which I don't mind work with. It's funny how this year you come down to be at the end, but that's the way it worked out. But South Effingham High School football, you know, they're going to bring it. They're going to come in and, you know, take it to you. And they got a lot of heart and grit, just like their coach. And it's a lot of fun watching what they're going to do. And it's a lot of fun watching this young guy develop the program in them. So without further ado, South Effingham High School, Lauren Purvis.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Carl, for having us here, and appreciate you guys for hanging in with us, even though we're last this afternoon. But yeah, right here I have to my right Corey Woods. He's our starting tight end and linebacker. Kyron White in the middle there. He's our starting running back, and he gets a lot of reps at defensive end. And then Hayden Steele is one of our only returning starter at wide receiver from last year, and he's playing a little bit of safety too. But yeah, these guys are incredible kids, incredible human beings, but also really good football players too, and we're excited about them. I know Coach Ford said earlier from FM, he's, you know, he thanked the superintendent and the guys and his principals, things like that. Effingham County right now, sports are really doing a great job of putting forth, you know, kind of putting their money where their mouth is in terms of building facilities. Effingham County's got a really great weight room coming, and we'll get ours after they complete theirs. But we had a really big stadium upgrade this offseason. Fantastic, probably tripled our seating capacity. And I've told the kids that, you know, hey, we all this stuff's coming. We've got to play like it, and we've got to play in a way that puts those butts in the seats. But we're excited about what we're coming back. I know that we had our struggles last year, but even if you were there and you watched that team, if you've come to practice, I know I see Mr. Don over here. He's been at practices. He could tell you too, it is a different feel from all of last season, even just in the summer. And we had our first padded practice at midnight the other day, and I think we struggled to get back up on Monday for pictures, but it was a heck of a fun night. And just the intensity that we saw from that, the intensity from the players, intensity from the coaches. We were moving in the right direction. Again, we know we had our struggles. Our guys here are probably tired of hearing about that from us coaches and from other people asking questions, but it's a completely different field this year. And, we're going to roll in with the same tough schedule. We'll play, off New Hampstead right off the bat with all of their big time players and athletic kids and throwing the ball all over. And then we play Toombs County second, who won a state title and is probably looking at repeating with all their big D1 athletes. And, but we're not going to shy away from that. We know that our region got way tougher last year than what it was years prior. So we tried to set up a schedule that was going to toughen us up and get us ready to play. So we're excited about the outlook for the year. And I know these guys are excited to be here this morning with me.
Coach, can you tell us a little bit about your offense? Will you have Barkley back at quarterback?
We will look vastly different, way different from last season. We're still going to be a run heavy offense or run first offense, I would say. Quarterback competition is ongoing. Barkley won't be back with us this year, but we've got 2 or 3 kids. He's focusing on baseball. He is a really good catcher, and that's where he's putting his focus. And JT's a great kid. I wish him the best. We miss him, but I know he's going to do really well when baseball season comes around. But we've got 2 or 3 kids in the mix right now. Liam Coburn, who's actually only going to be a freshman, is taking a lot of reps. George Bichatz is a sophomore. He played a little bit of quarterback last year in relief in times. And then we've got a kid that came to us from South Carolina named Kieran Bogus, and he's also taking some reps at quarterback in practice. But I've got confidence in all 3 of those guys. And I think we'll be in a better spot than where we were last year with any of those 3 that taking the helm.
And the run game was pretty strong. Was one of your strengths last year with Ward and White. They're both back. So what's that run game look like? Is a certain
we've morphed a little bit, I would say, more like we were in 23 in that fall where we were kind of a wing hybrid. We run a lot of wing plays from the gun. But yeah, we do have Caden Ward. He's a senior. Coming back with us, and then Kyron White. I believe Kyron led the team in rushing last year, and he's doing a heck of a job again in the spring and summer this year for us. So that's I'll always believe in being physical first. I'll always believe in setting the tone first, and we've got a lot of new coaches on staff this year. We hired a really good offensive line coach who is just a ball of energy, Coach Homkus. He came from Lincoln County. He was their OC for the past few years, the son of Lee Homkus, who was a longtime coach at Vidalia and at Lincoln County. And he's a heck of a ball coach. And he's getting that offensive line getting after it. So I would, again, that's going to be – we're going to be run first, and we're going to rely on physicality. And not to say we're not going to throw the ball, because as our receivers have done a much better job this year of catching the ball in the spring and summer. And so it's I hope to be balanced as we can be, but we'll definitely be physical and run first.
Is there a leader on the offensive line that we should mention?
I don't know. What do y'all think? I'd say Noah Hallman's our center, and really David Lane, our left guard, is probably one of the leaders on this team. He will run through that brick wall for you, and he will do it 100 miles an hour. And so it's fun to have kids like that on that front. David's probably a little undersized compared to most. He's starting offensive guard in a 5A school, probably 200 pounds, maybe a little less than 200 pounds, but he doesn't play like it. And he was injured last year towards ACL right after the spring. He was a starter in the spring. Unfortunate injury, like just playing basketball towards ACL, and had to miss the entire season. So he is hungry, and we're excited to have him back.
Coach, what do you expect to see in the scrimmage against Screven?
Yeah, so Friday night we are at home against Screven, actually the first real game in that new stadium. They've actually opened up the home side to us in the spring. It wasn't open to us yet. And so that'll be fun to unveil that stadium. And Screven's got a good team. They've got a running back and quarterback who are really sporty. They're both track kids. I don't know if these guys have watched much film on them, but they are fast, and they're going to be tough. They're pretty big up front. Ron does a good job over there at Screven. They're always tough. Their teams are not very big. They probably have 35, 40 kids on it, maybe 50, but it is a tough bunch. And so the main thing for us as coaches, I think, is, and these players may, have different ideas, but the main thing for us is I want to see how we compete. We're going against another team. We're going to get to hit somebody else. And we've done a great job at the padded camps this summer. The couple of times we went to Statesboro and traveled up to Morgan County and been able to really just hit, someone in a different color jersey. And that's always fun. And I think for this fall scrimmage, we want to see how we compete. And, some of these, we're going to have a lot of new faces offensively and defensively, a lot of new faces on the coaching staff. And it's just fun to see how we all come together in that first game. And Scriven's going to be a good opponent. So look forward to him.
Do you have a game on Thursday, Thursday night game?
That got moved. We were going to play, Glen Academy, but it got moved to that Friday. So that was in October 10th.
What about on the defensive side of the ball? Could we get like a lineman, backer, and maybe head of the secondary?
Yeah. So Carson McClellan, who we just hired, is our new defensive coordinator. We got him. He was a defensive analyst for Georgia Southern and coached over there actually from the time he was a student assistant. So he's over there for 3 or 4 years working. He is very sharp, young guy, but very sharp. He brings a different mentality to that defense. And so Corey and who else? Danny Murtha, Michael Camacho, Maddox Vasquez, all those guys are playing linebacker, nickel type bodies who will be flying around. And then in the secondary, Landon White, who? Yep, Hayden's going to get some reps out there, nickel and safety and free. And really the secondary, I think Landon Wells is over there at corner. We let a lot of balls go over our head last year that we should have covered. But I think with the new scheme and Coach McClellan comes in, with Coach Tudsill, coaches our defensive backs. And I'm excited just watching them fly around. And we've been really hard on them about getting 11 hats on the ball every time in practice. And if they don't, we're stopping and up down on them. So they've loved that part of practice this year. So making sure that we rally to the football every chance we get.
Anybody a senior?
Yes, Hayden and Corey are both seniors. And then Kyron's a junior.
So tell us, the team, this is your senior year. How do you try to get the team to believe in that Mustang attitude and get the wins on the boards? What's the feeling between you guys and your teammates as you guys being the senior leaders?
Yes, sir. Coming from last year, I believe we really didn't have a good team bond. And so that's been a big focus point for me going in as a senior and a leader. And we've been doing a lot of team events. We've got a Bible study going. And we spend a lot of time together. And that's one thing I've noticed in this off season, just spending a lot of time together, spending every day together. We have more guys, especially our O-line, they want to be together. They want to grow. They want to grow better together, and they just have a drive to get better and be better this season. And that's just been a really important factor for us is making sure that we are not only trying to get better as individuals, but as a team and looking out for the person next to us.
Kind of picking off what Corey said, we only have 13 seniors on our team this year, but we're all very vocal. We all want to be there. And I think it helps the underclassmen just to elevate their game as well.
Aiden, right? Kyron,
Yes,
running
sir.
back?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so junior?
Yes, sir.
So tell us from a junior's point of view, what are seniors trying to do for this team this year?
Just like these two said, they're trying to do the best for us and just best aspects all around for us. We've been doing more team bonding, like they said, and it's just coming as a whole together.
Coach say that run first is going to be the motto of the offense. What does that mean to you?
Yes, sir. Definitely puts a smile on my face because running back, and it just feels good with the O-line I have. And yes, it feels very good.
How would you compare and contrast your running style with Ward's?
He's a more downhill runner. I'm more versatile, but he's very on 5-yard goal line. We're definitely giving the ball to Caden, but I'm more versatile, more speed, and very good vision.
Okay, nice.
Calvary catching the ball a little bit better.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You said you're not going to throw the ball that much.
Well, we like to get this guy in motion.
Yeah.
We can't put that in print, though. We got to get.
So back to coach. So tell us about the upgrades to the corral.
Yeah.
You didn't get,
No, we did not get rid of the horse. Effingham's got the Palace in the Pines. That sounds a whole lot better. We got to, Mr. DeMasi, we got to come up with a better name than the corral. We may need to the corral is meant to hold in the Mustangs. We want to let us run wild. So We need to come up with a better name. But no, they've actually, so they flipped our field. If you've been to our field, and when you sit on the home side, that sun is right in your eyes, and it is miserable for a long time. Probably, I mean, even at the start of 7:30 until about 8:30 is really still. They have flipped the stadium. They even flipped, our turf field. They even flipped the SC in the middle to make sure it matched. And they have built up that home side now is double what the original home side was. So I mean, it's probably 7,500 seats in there that they've total now with the away side. And press box is much larger, it's much longer. They've actually got, I think, 6 different sections up there on top of it. And
Press box, so.
When you said you tripled the capacity overall, so 7,500 home.
I want to say the original home was like 2,700.
Okay.
And I think the new home side alone is around 5,500.
Okay.
So whatever was that, I don't know the exact numbers of that away side that they replaced, but it was fairly small.
So it's probably at least a couple grand on that.
Yeah, I would say we were around 35, 30, maybe 4,000 total at that point, and now we're over 7,500. So it's just, it feels so much different though, especially like these guys. And if you're around there every day, you saw what was on the away side, and it was nothing. And now what is a pretty cool thing. And we got a good picture of graduation when that thing was filled, and it was pretty cool. And I'm hoping on September 19th when FEM comes to town, it's going to be pretty full again.
You're holding the home game?
Yep, it'll be at our stadium and unveil it.
Still gonna be people standing on the fence. You can't.
Well, you were a part of that years ago. You know how it is. That's a heck of a ball game. That's honestly, and coming from where I'm from, Irwin Fisher was a huge rivalry. It turns out, but those are small schools. Here between Effingham and South, when we get together and play each other, it is a really neat rivalry game. And some of our kids maybe take that for granted. You don't get that at every county. You don't get that at every school system. I mean, there's 2 high schools in the county, and it's us and them, and it's us versus them on that night. And everyone from the county that loves high school football is going to be there. Whether they got kids on the field or not, they're going to be there and cheering. So it's going to be a fun atmosphere.
No, it's the true example of what football here is in the South. I mean, everybody closed down, the whole county closes down, and you don't get there early enough, you're not getting in, and you're not getting a good spot. So,
yep.
Sounds good to me. Anything from you guys? So hopefully next year the spinner gets you guys first again.
We'd appreciate that. Thank y'all for having us, though.
Thanks, Coach Perb.
Go down here, they can have more questions for you in the TV station, the state too. So, you guys did a great job. Coach, always a pleasure. Appreciate it. I enjoyed it.
Well, it's quite empty in here now. We got 12 schools that came through. So that brings us to the end of the 5th annual Optim Orthopedic Prep Sports Support Savannah Area Football Media Day. Heartfelt thank you once again to all the doctors and staff and Dr. Amir Shaheen, okay, for coming in. I mean, I know, everyone says, well, Coach, they're a big spot. It's more than just being a sponsor. It's more that they care about the sporting events here in Savannah. They care about our athletes. And when I started off almost 3 hours ago, okay, I said they're more proactive than they are waiting for your child or your athlete to come in and get treatment. Help me out again. Dr. Amir said, forget about the last name. Okay, as he said, they want to educate people about how not to get hurt, and that's what it's all about here. And then they're a great bunch of people, and of course, you do get hurt, you're going to get great treatment. So check it out. And there's aftercare 5 to 7 during the week. They're open on Saturdays after games. So their athletic trainers will tell you too, and the athletic trainers are top notch too. And once again, to the media, Dennis Knight, Savannah Morning News. Donald Heath from the Effingham Herald, Nathan Dominus from the Prep Sports Report, WTOC and WSAV for coming out for the TV stations, because they're what gives our kids the exposure and the publicity they need. And I really do appreciate it. And you're looking to follow me, I'm 2 places. The Savannah Sports Report, hosted by the coach, Carl DeMasi. It's on YouTube. Now I'll be on Friday mornings on 104.3, replaying what I did on Wednesday nights. Hopefully I'll get to be live. I'm going to be doing short snippets during the week about games coming up. So check it out. And once again, check it out. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. And if you go to my YouTube channel, the Savannah Sports Report, subscribe and like, okay? And until that, everybody's left. Thank you to everybody, and it's been a heck of a night. So remember, whatever you're doing today and tomorrow, always hit it at a ballpark. Talk to you later. Coach Carl DeMasi.
you